Alrighty. Let's see if anybody pops up. Alrighty. Made it by 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Hope the audio is working. All right, we got some people. Hey, is the audio working? Slow mode's on. Okay, good. Because I've had some issues in the past at live streaming on the old computer, so I just want to make sure that it's working today. Okay, cool, awesome. You guys doing all right tonight? I had a little bit of a family dinner engagement, so I had to move it from 8 p.m. to 9:30. Wright's Wildlife. Wow, all the way from England. My brother's actually going there this fall. He's gonna go watch a Luton and Tottenham game. I'm a big, well, not a big, but I'm a little bit of a casual Liverpool fan myself. Bundle of Basil, thank you so much. Harold Domain. Wow, from France. I got people from Scotland. Thomas Vizard, also from England. We're about in Brazil. Wow. This is the first international live stream we've had. We've had people from like around the US before, but this is awesome. Montana. Sweet. I'm gonna give some people like time to come in, and I'm gonna do like a bigger welcome. Kentucky. How are we doing? Canada, there we go. All right, Wright's Wildlife. What insect do I enjoy working with the most? Wow, Australia from the Blue Bunny. I'm trying to get down to Australia sometime next 2 years. Right now I'm talking with my buddy Jack from Jack's World of Wildlife about maybe a Thailand trip next year. You guys know Jack? Some of you guys do, I know. We have a lot of overlap. Kuberman Gaming, Massachusetts. Yeah, where's everybody from? Texas. My buddy Jack is from Texas. I've gone to Texas a couple times. That guy, did you find one? Or were you trying to keep one as a pet, or were you trying to find one in the wild? Another Michigander. Cute kitty petter. Nice name. I see if I'll see if Gracie wants to come in. We have a cat who hangs out. Oh, my sister just texted me. Give me a sec. Mid-Atlantic. Yeah. Keep an eye out. I'll be videoing spitting cobras. Yeah, how do you get a license? I mean, it's probably. Oh, Attila, you work for my dad. Okay, so were you in Illinois then? Snow Cone Steve from Houston says, "What do people in general fear more, snakes or spiders?" I hear spiders a bit more often because there's a lot of parts of the world where snakes are kind of hard to find, but even spiders make it into those parts of the world. So I think spiders are a bit more feared than snakes. Jacob, is it Pagel or Pagel? I'm going to say Jacob asked, do I have any other trips planned? Potentially Japan in the spring. That'll be a half vacation, half production trip. My brother and I always wanted to go to, DuPage County Health Department. Awesome. Sorry, that one of my dad's old coworkers is in the chat right now. It's just kind of crazy. A little small world moment. He's downstairs right now, actually. Bundle of Basil. I am not so Bundle of Basil. Does my family share my wildlife passion? No. We are pro animal. My mom has a hobby farm. We do a lot of rescue. We have rescue goats. We have rescue pig. A lot of chickens, peacocks, ducks, geese, you name it, we probably have it. If it's like a pretty common bird that people keep, tons of rescue dogs, rescue cats. We have like somebody dumped rabbits on our property, so now we have rescue rabbits because like we don't want to hurt them and no one wants to buy them, so they're here. Um, no, Isaiah, I'm not in Illinois. I'm in North Carolina. I grew up in Illinois. Then when I moved down to North Carolina, why don't I use his name? Honestly, so I actually have a hyphenated last name. It's Hoffman hyphen Edminster, but people always they can't pronounce they always like add an extra I, so they'll say it's Edminster or Edminster, and I Spencer Hoffman just kind of rolls off the tongue, so I just use that as my like professional working name. But I do have a longer legal name. Fun fact. We're already getting into the fun facts, and it's like 4 minutes into the official live stream. So since a lot of people are here, I want to go ahead and just say thank you, because 100,000 is a really big deal. It's a really, really big deal for any one of you who, like, I know you all have YouTube channel or YouTube accounts, but if you've ever had a YouTube channel, 100,000 is a really, really big deal. And for me to be able to say that I have, as a creator, reached 100,000 subscribers, that's crazy. Like, it's still like 2 days later, it still hasn't fully set in because it's hard to wrap your head around something like that. Like my brother and I, we grew up always watching YouTube. We had favorite creators. We remember seeing our favorite creators hit 100,000, and to be someone who is on the other side of that is just it's kind of wild, really. So I'm actually working on like a proper like thank you video. That's not coming out yet because I want it to be like well done. And I'm actually working on doing that when I get the play button in the mail. So I have like both the live reaction. I recorded my reaction to 100,000 when it actually hit, and I want to also show what the play button looks like and all that, so you can really like be a part of this whole journey of getting 100,000. It's been crazy, and like it's just like I don't even know how to like. It's like it's not even like it's one of those things like I don't even know that I would get emotional about it because I'm just like it's just so unreal still. It hasn't like sunk in because it's been something that I've been like wanting to do for like I don't know, probably like 12 years now. I've been wanting to like do YouTube, so it's nuts. I'm gonna go back and read some of these comments. I've seen a few. Snow Cone Steve, I think the cottonmouth has the meanest look of any snake. They're mean looking, but there's actually probably quite a few snakes that I would say look a bit meaner. I actually think the rattlesnakes, in their own way, they look cuter, but some of the rattlesnakes also look a lot like meaner, like an eastern diamondback. Those things just look metal, man. Those just look crazy. And it's like one of the few snakes. It's like a white whale of mine. Like I haven't been able to see a live eastern diamondback in the wild yet. I've seen lots of dead ones. I was out with Zach from Life's Out Adventures this spring, and we saw a few that had been hit in the last 30 minutes. Like that's gut wrenching when you're out in the field, like cruising and looking for hours for a snake, and then you see one, and you're like, man, if I'd been here 30 minutes earlier, it'd still be alive. That's just it's gut wrenching. Walter Stearman caught an amazing green lynx spider. I still have to film one of those. I haven't seen any this year yet, but I'm working on getting that arranged. Like I'm getting my workload arranged so that I can actually go out and look more. I'm gonna get one of those filmed this year. Like it's about time that I do that. Let's see. I like Cyril. Would love to see an Australia trip. See what a real spider looks like. that's been a meme. It's been a meme on this channel for a while. Is I'll have a spider. I'm like, oh, this is a big spider. All my Australian viewers are like, no, it's not a big spider. Come to Australia. I'm like, look, you pay for my plane ticket. Like I'll come film some real spiders. But yeah, I can't wait. Like Sydney funnelweb, redback spiders, the huge huntsman, some of the giant centipedes they have down there. Like, man, I will never want to leave. Like I'm gonna have to get kicked out by Australian immigration. They're like, dude, you're past your visa. Get out of here, because I'll be so amazed by how many creatures are down there. Um, let's see. Uh, have you seen Polistes Major Major? I have not. Actually, I'm still learning how to do wasps. Like I know, like I can see a Polistes when I see it. Like I'll know Polistes, I'll know the genus, but actually identifying the species is not my strong suit with a lot of the hymenopterans, the bees, ants, and wasps. So I'll be able to tell like within genus what I'm looking at a lot of times, but I'm actually getting a lot better at IDing. Oh no, Thomas, you lost your rabbit. What was her name? I have heard Rights Wildlife. I have heard of the executioner wasp. Um, that one would be a really cool one to see. I don't know if I really want to get the sting. I'm actually trying to move the channel a little bit away from bites and stings. I've seen a general trend on the internet that like bites and stings are kind of old news. I did a few bites and stings of like common stuff that you'd find in your actual yard if you're like a North American, North of Mexico viewer. And uh, mostly because most of those bites are not actually that bad. So my goal was to um, myth bust these things that people are afraid of. So like wolf spiders, and then the red widow happened and the giant centipede happened. Those were accidents. But most of the time, I'm trying to do myth busting with bites, and I don't think there are any more major myths for me to bust. So I'm probably going to move away from a lot of bites and stings for the most part. They're not totally gone, but like I think the writing is on the wall that they're on their way out. Let's see. It said I saw the name. It was Nutmeg. Oh, that's a cute name for a rabbit. Such a sweet bean. Nutmeg, you will be missed. Okay, pay some respect in the chat for Nutmeg. Debbie Martin, aloha from Tennessee. No black widows or recluse. I mean, I have some black widows. You guys want to see a black widow? She laid eggs. That is a western black widow. Can't really see her too well. I don't want to take her out because she does have an egg sac, so she's gonna be a bit protective. But that's one of my widows. That she's in her little egg case. I don't have any brown recluses. I do have a regal jumping spider, a wolf spider, and desert sand spiders. If you want to see those, hold it. I I would consider holding the wolf spider, but because the widows again, both widows that I have laid eggs, so they're going to be a little bit grumpy. Um, I would consider doing some handling, but my room is actually a mess. I'm in my bedroom right now, and it's kind of a mess because I got back from Arizona and I've only unpacked my stuff and I haven't really organized it. And the wolf spider is very fast, so if she escapes, then she could go anywhere. And then if she gets out, either the cats will eat her or my parents will find her and kill her. So no handling tonight. Next time. Let's see. I have false widows. I've seen a lot of male false widows. I've yet to catch a female false widow. It's gonna happen. It's one of those things like it's only a matter of time. They're around, but I don't know where exactly. So we'll find one. Rights Wildlife, that's awesome. Aren't the sand spiders venomous? With this species, we actually don't know. Well, they're venomous in the sense that like most spiders are venomous. They use venom to subdue their prey, but in terms of dangerous towards humans, this spider is actually an analog of the six-eyed sand spider. So six-eyed sand spiders, for those of you who don't know, are one of the what I call the big three, the deadliest spiders in the world. Six-eyed sand spiders are a spider that has a really powerful cytotoxin. So it actually will basically eat away at your skin and your organs and stuff. And because bites are so rare, we have no effective treatment for it. So it's a very dangerous bite if you do receive it. Now, in the Southwest, the deserts of the Southwest, Arizona, California, maybe New Mexico, there's a totally different family of spiders. They're not in the same family as recluses and the six-eyed sand spiders at all. They're called desert sand spiders or desert spiders. They look exactly the same, except the eyes are different. The body's a little different. And we don't know anything about them. or very little about them. We know they have some weird silk techniques they do when they're making their nests and they're doing their mating ritual, but other than that, we don't know a whole lot about their biology. It's not one that I want to test the bite from, because if they are like the six-eyed sand spider, it could be lethal. But oh, cat. My youngest sibling has joined the chat and insists that we call the viewers of the channel backyardigans. I knew you were going to do it too, Max. Nice try. I saw a couple of questions. How was Arizona? It was amazing. It was amazing, but also a ridiculous amount of work. So all of the things we were after were nocturnal. It's also 3 hours behind where the time is here. So I'm basically nocturnal and 3 hours behind. So I got like 3 hours of sleep a day. One day we actually got an hour and a half of sleep. We were basically running on energy drinks and McDonald's. And it was brutal. It was brutal. A lot of fun, a lot of great, awesome wildlife that I'm looking forward to sharing with you in the next little group of videos that's going to be coming out. But it was brutal. I definitely need, like, you can see, like, the lines under my eyes are still from that trip. Bundle of basil, how often do you travel? As often as I can. So I do have to, like, save up for trips, and I have to plan for trips. I have to, like, figure out, okay, what am I targeting? What time of year do I need to go to the location I'm going to get the targets that I want to get? And there's also some economics involved. I have to think, okay, I have data that suggests that the videos I'm going to get are going to do this much. So I have to make sure I can try and get the videos to over time pay for the trip. Otherwise, I run out of money and then I can't do the channel anymore. And then I have to get a real job. So, so as often as I can. Someone said, I can't imagine keeping spiders as pets. They aren't great pets in the sense of like cute and cuddly. Like, you can't like snuggle a spider, but they're really cool if you're like a science nerd. Like, keeping invertebrates as pets, like insects, spiders, centipedes, stuff like that. If you like to go to the zoo, for example, I think insects and spiders make great pets because they're really cool, like zoo exhibits you get to have in your house. And yeah, they're really awesome if you're not squeamish and if you know how to like keep them safe and all that, so they don't escape and bite you in your sleep. Actually, they probably wouldn't bite you in your sleep, but you know. Let's see. Oh, Seventh just left a super chat. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Max, come on in. Come on in. Oh, Zoe is also in the chat. So both my siblings are in the, two of my siblings are in the chat. My brother is probably downstairs or playing Rocket League. Yeah, Max, come on in. Shayhem, doctors, yes. Here's the thing. Oh, hold on. We have a visitor coming. Is that Mago?
Come on, Mago.
What are you doing, boy? Come here, boy. Come here, boy. This is Mago. Hi, bud. Hi, buddy. And there's Max. Hi, Max. Come on in.
Hello.
So this is Mago. He's actually made a few cameos in a few videos. You've seen like his face like a frame when he like sticks his face in the creek.
I teach Zoe how to do the comments because she couldn't figure it out.
He's my bud. He's my sister's dog, but he comes and hangs out in here. When I'm editing videos, he likes to hide under the covers and he'll just sleep next to me. And I say he's my helper. Right, boy? Right, boy? You good boy?
Gotta follow your YouTube friends.
Yep. Here's Max. Max, if you're gonna come on here, you have to sing.
I have my guitar outside.
Oh, okay. I was just joking. So Max is actually a really fantastic singer. So if you wanna, if you want Max to sing for you, let me know in the chat.
I can't play the guitar while standing up though.
Okay, well I can move the live stream. As long as the Wi-Fi is good in your room.
Well, my room's covered with animals right now.
Okay. Let's see. I have some more questions. Isn't that the Backyardigans? Isn't that a kids show? Yes, that's an old kid show.
Also, I didn't come up with that. Carter did.
Both of you guys did at dinner.
That's funny.
Both of you guys did at dinner. Yeah, doctors say it was a spider bite that caused strep on. So, I've seen a lot of comments about the brown recluse bites causing, and people diagnosing spider bites after the fact. Bottom line is, I don't care who you are. if you talk to the leading arachnologists, the people who study spiders, I don't care who you are, anybody who tells you they can identify the spider based on the bite without seeing the spider that bit you, they don't know what they're talking about. Everyone's body's gonna respond differently, and like you just can't unless you actually have the spider that bit you with. There's no way to tell if it was a spider bite or not. Let's see. Rights Wildlife. Where's the best place you've done videos on wildlife? I would say Arizona. Ecuador was really cool, but I think Arizona takes the cake. The scenery was amazing. It was a really productive trip, like really productive. And I think just kind of some of the memes that came out of that trip with my buddies and I, it was a good time. It was a very good time. Let's see. Where do you think was the best looking place from all the ones? So Fake Blast as well. I would say, yeah, I think Arizona takes the cake. Ecuador is very cool, but it's second to Arizona. Oh, that guy. Okay, let's hear Max sing. Okay.
What?
They left a tip.
Okay.
They left a tip, so you have to sing.
Yay.
So I hope you guys like. Oh, holy crap! What? Australia Money Fund? Holy crap, man, dude. Okay, yeah. Now Max has to sing about spiders.
I can't play the guitar for word I can't say because your channel is for children, but word
For what?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Jeez, man, that is.
Let me grab my guitar. It's a very bad guitar, but it'll work.
Okay. Boy, you want to get down? Okay. You're so cute. You're so cute.
It's my singing time, though. You can't join me.
Okay. Let me adjust this a little bit. There's Zoe.
The only time I can.
Hey, fun fact. Guess who came up with the name for the series Can I Catch It? Yeah, so this has been a chaotic stream so far, but yeah. Those of you who have been here since like the beginning with Can I Catch It, I didn't come up with that. She did. So thank her for that. That was the start of this channel like 5 years ago.
All right, go ahead. You take the
right.
stage. The only song I know how to play guitar is Wagon Wheel. And
all right, just sing Wagon Wheel, but talk about spiders and.
Well, I don't know anything about spiders.
Just say things, and I'll feed you some facts. The wolf spider is the fastest one. The Brazilian wandering spider is the most venomous, or one of the most venomous. All right, hold on. Let's get. Let me move my old microphone. Yeah, with all the trophies. Okay.
The necklace right now does not match the vibe. I'm just gonna do like one chord because I don't feel like actually trying. I don't know how to sing. What do you want me to sing about?
The request was spiders.
It was?
Yeah, from Bundle of Basil was the first one.
Sing the Itsy Bitsy Spider.
Random Game Talks, do a camel spider video. Stay tuned. It's already been filmed.
Wow, and Australia Money Fund.
That was
insane.
right?
Yeah.
I'm losing my mind.
Wow, that's awesome.
I don't know any facts about spiders to sing about though.
Just sing Itsy Bitsy Spider.
Just freestyle. This is not an educational stream.
Okay.
And if it is, I'll just correct you.
Do you want me to sing the Itsy Bitsy Spider but overly exaggerated because it's funny to me?
Yes.
I just can't play the guitar.
Yes.
Ready, Zoe? Wait, what are the words? Do I know the words? I don't think I know the words to that. Oh well.
Yeah, I'll be going to Australia as soon as I have I get some contacts figured out. I got to get some targets figured out. We'll be going to Australia in no time.
Welcome to Spencer. 1,000 subscribers last year, where his sibling plays guitar and talks about spiders, but they don't know anything about spiders. I don't really play in front of people on live streams on YouTube usually.
So we're gonna launch her on YouTube. What do you think? Good enough for YouTube?
I mean, I'm not singing right now. I'm just kind of talking. I can play Wagon Wheel. I know how to play Wagon Wheel.
Someone says streams Ecotasia. JJ, how you doing? Right, JJ's one of my friends. We actually saw them in Arizona. Came with for a couple of my segments with scorpions, tarantulas. We were hiking a wash, got a speckled rattlesnake. It was awesome.
Needs to come with so we can do flips off things with the YouTube brothers.
I don't know if JJ does the flips. That's the brothers.
They can teach him how to do it.
They want to hear Wagon Wheel.
They do?
Yeah, I see Rock It Out.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
Timbo, what's the best tasting spider? Tarantula, probably, because it's the biggest. You have more protein. You can fry it, I would assume. They eat them in like Asia. So
This is about to be the most butchered guitar version of Whack-A-Mole you've ever heard.
Do it.
This is like a $50 guitar.
Do it.
I'm
Do
really
it.
bad at playing it. I need to sit down though, because it's uncomfortable. So shut up.
Oh, Cam, you didn't have to. Damn it, Cameron.
Is that Cameron?
My girlfriend's in the chat right now. Everyone say hello, Cam. Go Duke. Yeah. So my girlfriend works on the Duke football team as a nutrition specialist. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. Max is gonna play.
Or was that? Let me start over. I'll just start from the beginning of the verse. Why stop looking at me like that? You're not. They didn't invite you to sing. They paid for me to sing. So. Girl down south and land of the time, staring down the road.
What? Oh no! What the heck is going on? I'm speechless.
So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Rock me, mama, like the wind in the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train.
Thank you, Seventh. That is too much. That is too much money. Now I gotta make even better videos for you. It's hard enough to make the ones I already make. Oh man, that's...
North Country, so I come back.
If dinosaurs were alive, would you do a bite? No, I would die.
It's funny though.
Bullets for teeth. So you two don't know this. Bullets is one of my oldest viewers.
Where am I? Oh, am I?
Like, all right, see ya, Healing Art. Thank you so much. Yes, so Bullets has been an OG fan. So, no, what?
That's their second one.
That's third, sorry.
Dude, you're throwing way too.
No, but that's the
That
same
is-
person's
Yes,
Oh,
that's. I am getting flabbergasted right now. We're gonna have to do some crazy stuff. Oh my god.
Should Tubby make a cameo for this purpose?
Yes, bring Tubby in.
Yeah.
Bring Tubby in. We have lots of rescues. You'll see
Ooh,
Tubby.
Somebody said do a crocodile because they said that birds and crocodiles are dinosaurs.
Crocodiles are. Oh, there's my messy science setup. I'll move this out of the way. All my microscope and random stuff. Crocodiles are interesting in terms of dinosaurs because they're actually in their own group. My mic's out? Someone said my mic's out. Is the audio still working? Oh, there's Tubby. Okay, audio's still working. Good. Okay. I was worried for a sec because I've had issues with that before. So, this is Tubby. She is the antisocial cat. Okay, so crocodiles.
Thank you.
Crocodiles are an interesting case because birds are dinosaurs, but crocodiles are not. Fun fact.
She wants to escape.
Yeah. Crocodiles actually predate the dinosaurs. So they're kind of like these super tank reptiles that are like, ha, get good dinosaur scrubs because we've survived all five extinction, not all five, because there was extinction events before vertebrates evolved, but they've done all those. See ya, Cam. I didn't know you. She's the greatest. Tubby was singing. ZX Chris, would you test a brown recluse bite? I don't really think that needs to be done. My buddy Jack's done it twice, so I don't know that I could necessarily add anything to the conversation around brown recluse bites, though. I want to do a test. People say that maybe brown recluses have more strep bacteria on their fangs or something. So actually, Zoe over here is studying to be a nurse. I'm actually going to have her help me with seeing whether or not brown recluses actually have more strep. So we're going to do an actual, like, proper scientific study and probably partner with maybe her school or maybe my old school, their science departments, and do a little test to see if brown recluse bites are actually more bacterially nasty than other spiders, and maybe that's why they cause the necrotic lesions. Can I hold a spider right now? Maybe the jumping spider.
Do it.
She might be calm enough. No, she's going to bed for the night. She's already in her little
What about your big wolf guy?
wolf
Nice.
spider, maybe. Well, she's fast is the thing. So here is my wolf spider.
You tell him Mago's afraid of bugs? He's like,
Yeah, Mago, who is over here sleeping on my bed now, he's very afraid of bugs, so I don't know if I want to take this one out per se. But this is my Carolina wolf spider. She is not yet named. So she does not have a name yet. So maybe we can name her on the stream tonight. What do we think? You want to name the Carolina wolf spider on the stream?
I'm entertained right now.
Godzilla Pickle says name her Quincy. Yep, bullets, 100K. So we're on our way to 1 million next. I have a lot of work to do to get to 1 million subscribers, but we're getting there. Like, this is, someone says name her like Coast said. Someone else says Quincy is a good name. Is Quincy gonna win it? Oh, JJ says you gotta raffle it off to fund Australia. the highest bidder gets the name. No, not actually. I'm not gonna be that guy. Debbie Martin says Caroline. I'm a UNC grad. We used to sing Sweet Caroline all the time. Ass Hat the Third says Fenrir would be a good name. Felix, Twinkle Toes. I'm seeing a lot of votes for Quincy. Charlotte. Max, what do you think we should name the spider?
Frederick.
Frederick.
Yes.
It's a girl named Frederick.
Yup.
Wolfie.
We'll
Let's
name
see if I
it
can get her.
Backyardigans the Third.
Backyardigans the Third. Yeah, you're not liking all this. It's a lot of noise for you, isn't it? Scrappy the spider. Uniqua from
Yes!
Backyardigans.
Your backyard.
Is that the winner? Uniqua from Backyardigans?
Your backyard.
Chris says, this is for helping with my arachnophobia. Hey, that's one of the things the channel is all about. Like,
Would it bite me if I hold it?
it would not bite. It would more than likely run away and disappear under this dresser, my bed, the suitcase over there, any of the junk and odds and ends laying around. And if I can't recover her, there's a good chance she gets back out there and either Gracie eats her or Mom finds her and smashes her. So we don't want that.
People said
Uniqua.
Uniqua, 100%.
Carter would love that.
Where's he at?
Okay. Yeah, where is Carter?
Let me get him.
So yeah, we'll get Carter. So Carter actually does stream. He streams games though. What is his channel?
I don't know.
I need to get him. I need to figure out what his Chaffee HD, I think.
The boy, come here.
Let's put the spider back down.
I'm entertained.
Ah.
You gotta help me make my singing channel.
Yeah, we gotta help Max make. Oh, there's Herbie. So Herbie, and his name's Ross. He is one of the for Tubby treats. Okay, bye, Mago.
Does Tubby need to come back then? Even though she's gonna start
Yeah,
screaming?
bring Tubby back real quick.
What?
We're gonna bring Tubby back just for you, Herb. Those of you as well, Herbie is another completely OG fan. He has to hit the road again, but if he tunes in, Herbie, man, thank you. You and Bullets, especially, like, you guys have been here for forever. Like, since I was like 5,000 or something. And I can't thank you enough for that. Cole M, 20. Oh, man. Maybe give Wasp some love. I'm working on that. They're really difficult to film because I don't want to just hold them with like pincers. You know, I don't want to hold them like with tweezers or anything for too long. It stresses them out. You know. But I want to try to find ways to film them that looks really, really cool for you. And then, sorry, random game talks. I keep seeing your comment. And I'm not ignoring you. I do want to do an earwig video. I'm working on that this winter. I want to get a really good one with the myth busting about the ear. Yeah, thanks, Herbie. You've been great. Yeah, Tubby's not happy. Here, let's.
She doesn't like people other than me.
She tolerates me sometimes, but only on her turf. This is
In my
not,
room, she'd be fine, but she's not in my room right now. She's just screaming. It's okay. Yeah, Tubby needs treats. I agree.
What kind of treats do you like, Tubby Tubs? It's Tubby Tubs, right?
Ooh, a kitty. What?
Do a
What?
horseshoe crab.
Yeah.
Uh,
The Tubby, because
you
you
could-
need your phone.
hey, buddy.
You gotta.
Yep. I want to support her. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Why are you holding her like
It's
that?
okay.
You're body twisted. You gotta hold her against you.
Hold her the same way I hold Mago.
I know, but Tubby's an adorable little kitty cat.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay. You need a treat?
It's okay, baby.
You have treats for her?
No.
We'll have to get her some treats.
When you got $50 for it.
I do. We'll use that for Tubby treats.
Patreon video. Tubby goes to the store.
Would you? Yeah. So people were asking about Patreon here. I wanted to kind of use this stream as some like announcements and stuff too. I do. Yeah, she wants down. You're right.
She doesn't like not being in my room.
Yeah, she wants down, but she doesn't want to be down in here. She wants to go back to her
The
cave.
face of Raphael Tubby.
Yep. Bundle of Basil's a rather recent face here on the channel, but been a pretty active commenter in the comments. An active commenter in the comments.
Wow, really? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
In the comments, where you leave a comment. Yukinoka says, do a horseshoe crab video. I tried. We didn't find any last time I was up there, but I'm going to work with the brothers from the Wildlife
shown them
Brothers
that
again. Huh?
You shown them those yet?
Oh, yeah. Horseshoe crab. Speaking of which, the one time I tried to film a horseshoe crab video, we found these. This is very dead, but it's really cool because it's a huge horseshoe crab shell. This is all we found when we were out looking for them, but I thought it was cool, so I brought it home from New Jersey. Pretty sweet. You can use it as a helmet for like Star Wars. I feel like it'd be a good Star Wars helmet, right? I think it'd be a good Star Wars helmet. What other odd trinkets do I have? Oh, this is a rattlesnake fang. So that captive diamondback we milked in Texas actually shed a fang when we were milking her, and I brought it home with me as a little souvenir from Texas. Little specimens I've collected along the way. Colton Brummel, yo, I just discovered your channel the other day. Excellent work. Hey, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. And like I said, like anyone who is recent, I would still say you're early. Like I plan to be doing this for years. Like I absolutely love this. A lot of work, a lot of stress sometimes, but like the worst stress and the worst days of work. Like there's days I'm up till like 4 a.m. editing sometimes, but like the worst days like that are totally worth it. Even for like just chilling on a stream like this. Like we're just hanging out, enjoying our evening. Like we're 30 minutes into the stream and it's felt like 5 minutes have flown by. This is great. Thomas is going to bed at 3 a.m. Jeez, man. Thanks for chilling with us. That's awesome. And thank you again for being here and for being part of this. Like this has been crazy. Powie Wowie. Wow. Is it Powie Wowie? Is that what that Powie Wowie? I actually do want to come to Georgia for Joro spiders. That's one of the targets. Some buddies and I are talking about like a weekend rocket run to get a chance at Eastern Diamondbacks and then also Joro spiders. So that's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Oh, Bundle of Basil. I was watching with a different account before, so you're actually not as recent as I thought. This account is recent. You wanted to be able to send my vids to online friends without the most recent being your personal YouTube. What are you watching on your personal YouTube? Be appropriate. Arsenal Oozing, what was your favorite part of the Ecuador trip? Handling the wandering spider. And somebody else asked me, I think it was Wright's Wildlife, asked me what it was like handling that. Honestly, like from a pure sensation and behavior, like a bigger wolf spider, but like you're like laser focused because one bite from that thing and you're done. You're done. So that was a very stressful encounter, but I'm really glad that I was able to do it and live to tell the tale. Clayton Blackwell, personally, I am a cryptozoologist and a survival instructor. Cryptids are really interesting in concept. A lot of people have been asking, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not going to try and pronounce it. There's this giant spider cryptid from the Congo that people have been asking me to go after. And like, I'm always of the, the idea that like, it could be, who knows? Like there's a lot of things in the jungle that we aren't aware of. It could be that there's just a huge bird-eating tarantula and people see it and think it's bigger than it is. I don't know. I would love to take a look. Hey, Mikey's in the chat. Say hello, everyone say hello to Mikey from Cool Critters. Mikey is indeed a cool critter. Mikey's the brothers are here too.
Oh, what's up?
And Peach State Explorer. I'm gonna throw the brother. So Harrison and I don't know if Harrison or Evan or which one or both is watching right now, but Max is here. Max,
good.
say hi to the brothers. Man, everybody's here today. What the heck?
I told them that they need to come back and do flips again because they usually come back every May.
Yeah, Peter, we gotta go out and like explore somewhere in Georgia sometime. Do a little collab and herp around. Like what are some good targets that you'd want to get? I don't know. We'll find some cool stuff. Yay! Bullets for teeth. He knows Mikey. He knows the brothers. He knows the lore. I think my roommate just texted me. Is he? Oh, he's not on.
Spider-Man one or?
No, Raul. He just sent me a meme. My roommate from college just texted me. I wasn't sure if he'd like. Oh, there's Carter. Carter, why don't you get in here?
Everyone else has made an appearance except for Carter.
Evan's on.
Hello.
That's a funny thing. So I of the two brothers, I actually I don't talk to Evan enough. Evan, we need to talk more. I always hear from Harrison. I love Harrison, but I also love you, man. Like, we gotta talk more. You guys are great. Oof, yeah. I before I ever go to the Congo, I need to have a lot of good local guides because truthfully, I am less afraid of the animals out there and more afraid of getting beheaded. Because, like, unfortunately, so many parts of the world are just so dangerous and people are just running crazy. South America, Africa, a lot of parts of Asia, like Middle East. Like, it would be it's more dangerous for me to travel as a tourist than as a biologist. And if the wrong person sees me, I'm a tall white dude, like from America with a clear American accent, like easy to just be like, hey, we catch him, we'll get ransom money. And so very dangerous. I want to have a lot of good on the ground information before I attempt to travel to any of those parts of the world. A lot of stuff that I do want to go get though. Emperor scorpions, death stalkers, white widows in South America, the Goliath bird eater. There's these venomous frogs, not poisonous. They have these spines in their lips that are more toxic than most venomous snakes. It's crazy. What's my favorite spider? Right now, I would say probably the red widow. Still.
You know what you need to do?
What?
Frogs.
Frogs.
African rain frogs.
Oh, those guys.
They make someone. They're so cute.
Those crazy things.
And the desert rain frogs.
Godzilla Pickle says, I saw a white striped bold jumping spider. Is it safe to hold? Yes. I would say jumping spiders are pretty safe to hold, though I'm going to clarify here. Spiders don't like to be held. So I really only hold them for demonstration purposes, for like videos and stuff, usually to either show that they're not monsters or One of the things I do is I find that presenting on camera, or even in like a classroom setting, if I'm like doing a classroom visit, um, handling spiders and stuff, it helps the people you're talking to connect with the animal more. But generally, I actually would say let the spiders be in the wild. They mostly just want to chill. Um, but uh, they are absolutely, bold jumping spiders are absolutely safe to hold. Stephen Shepard, have you had any lingering effects from the red widow bite? Great question, and no. And I think likely because it was a pinch and release, I shook her off really fast. She definitely wanted to dig in further. If I hadn't have reacted, she definitely was going to pump a lot more venom in, and I may have had a more permanent reaction. However, I recently read since that bite that um, Australian redbacks will have the same kind of effect, where they'll have chronic symptoms after the bite. And if you take antivenom, even like months down the road or years down the road when the chronic effects start, the antivenom will actually stop the effects. So I would imagine the same is true with the red widow. Let's see. Would you ever take a bite from a funnel web spider? Depends what you mean by funnel web. If you mean those wolf spider looking things that build the like funnel weaving webs in like trees, I mean I would. I don't see a reason to do so, but it's not dangerous. But if you mean like a Sydney funnel web, no. No, I would not intentionally take a bite from that spider. That is a medical emergency on par with a venomous snake bite. That would be irresponsible to do. It would be like a bad example to set, and it could potentially end my life. So that's not something I would want to mess with. Let's see. Anything I should look for in Pennsylvania from Jeremy Cross? Lots of salamanders, actually. Pennsylvania has a lot of cool salamanders. Technically, you could also find copperheads and timber rattlesnakes in further north sections of it, though they are protected in the state. So don't handle them. They're also venomous and could really mess you up. So don't handle them. But you could see them, and seeing them, there's nothing wrong with seeing them. You won't get in trouble for that. Jonathan Matthews, what's on your animal bucket list? A lot of things. Hobo spider. In North America, hobo spider, the Calistoga false tarantulas are like silver metallic, crazy looking spiders. I want to get the spruce fir moss spider, probably one of the rarest spiders in North America. There's these endangered eyeless wolf spiders in Hawaii. I also want to see the desert phase of the Scolopendra heros giant centipede. I still have yet to see a common desert centipede. Hellbenders. Hellbenders will always be nice. American crocodiles. Eastern diamondback rattlesnake. That's kind of a white whale of mine. I've been on several outings to find them and have not seen a live one yet. That's all I can think of off the top of my head from North America. Of course, Sydney funnel web, Australian redback, six-eyed sand spider, emperor scorpion, deathstalker scorpion, white widow, eastern brown snake, inland taipan, king cobras, David Bowie huntsman spiders, Scolopendra dehani, the Vietnamese giant centipede, the potentially most dangerous centipede bite in the world, Goliath birdie. There's so many things out there that I want to see that if I could probably spend the entirety of this stream listing the animals that I want to catch one day. So that's a very, very complicated question. Bundle of Basil says, also spooky poking around in Texas. Wait, I lost that. I was there for my boyfriend's work and look for buggies. Yeah, you don't want to trespass in Texas. A lot more public land in Arizona. You can get away with a lot more in Arizona because of the public land. Hunting licenses are very cheap. And if you have a hunting license, you can go look for bugs, look for snakes, reptiles, all that good stuff, and no one will bother you. So I still have I still have an active Arizona hunting license just for that. Nine done. Would you ever hold any scorpions? Yeah, I've held some scorpions before. Arizona bark is one that I would be hesitant to. I worked with one in Arizona. You'll see that video, but the thing with scorpions and really any animal is reading the behavior. It comes down to the individual. There are red widows that would be totally fine to handle. There are Brazilian wandering spiders that are totally fine to handle. There are Arizona bark scorpions that are totally fine to handle. And there are also individuals of those species that are not fine to handle. And learning to read the behavior of the individual and know what behavior is defensive, what behavior is stressed out or agitated, that's really big for safely handling these highly venomous organisms without taking dangerous stings or bites that would land you in the hospital. Michael Hickman found me from the wandering spider episode. Yep. Yeah, that was a crazy experience. And even though it was one of my early experiences in Ecuador, I would say it's probably the standout from Ecuador. The purple tarantula was awesome and probably one of the most beautiful arachnids I've ever held in my hand. But I think the wandering spider still takes the cake for Ecuador. Mark DeVelde, greetings from Texas. Hey man. Asshat the third. Yeah, funnel web spiders do not play around. Godzilla Pickle, I found a golden crayfish under a rock on a trail. Is it rare? Potentially. I wouldn't know. I actually don't know enough about crayfish. And really, truthfully, science doesn't know enough about crayfish to really tell you that, because we don't do enough studies on them. I'm kind of behind. Terry Dubois, $5. Thank you so much. This is the stuff that I talk about. I don't know how to thank people enough, because it just sounds repetitive. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you. But it's there's what is your favorite hat that you own? Probably my Nike one, or actually no, there's another Adidas one that I have. I just wear them because I'm losing my hair, so I look better with the hat on. And honestly, show them the branded hat. There is a branded hat. Where is the branded hat? It doesn't fit anymore. Yeah. So I actually do have a branded hat. It shrunk in the wash, and it's also very dirty. It shrunk in the wash, so I can't wear it anymore. It doesn't fit, but yeah. Take that off and do the remaining of the video. No. My hair is in a bad shape. Isaiah, do I swear on the channel? I try not to. Oh, there's also a shirt. Hold on. Bear with me. I'm off camera changing. Sorry, I was changing. I have a shirt now. Isn't that cool? Oh, Attila, sorry, I didn't see your. Yeah, I inherited that from my dad. I sure did. Sorry, Attila, I didn't see. The comments are going so quick, and I'm trying to answer so many. Let's see. What's the largest wolf spider I've ever seen? From Sean Connolly. Probably the one I got over there, honestly. No hat episode. I'm going to shave my head again. Once I do that, sure. I got to shave my head first. Colton Brummel, as a cryptozoologist, I'm not a cryptozoologist. I'm a general biologist. My degree is in biology with a minor in chemistry from UNC. But what are my thoughts about sovereign currencies like Bitcoin? I actually don't think they're that bad. A lot of people will talk a lot of, they'll have conspiracy theories and stuff about Bitcoin. I think that this is one of those hard questions a little bit, because it's hard to I have to dance around it. It's not that I have to dance around. I own some Bitcoin. I believe in Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think the premises they're based on are pretty solid. Some people will say that they are detrimental to the environment, but I don't think that the impact they have is as big as some people make it out to be. And I think the idea of decentralized currencies is not a bad thing. I think, more power to the individual person. And, like this whole video, this whole channel is about me, discovering secrets of the natural world and doing my thing my way. And I wish more people would do that, like be able to have the freedom to do the things they want to do. And I think that, you know, um, ideally, when Bitcoin actually achieves what it set out to achieve, it could help with that. It's not perfect, but it's a good start. Bullets for teeth, no swearing. Yeah, I try not to swear. If I do in a video, I'll just bleep it out. Like you'll see once in a while, you'll see like if I get really excited, I'm like, I'll say things I'm not gonna say on the live. But yeah, it's I try to avoid as much as I can. Once in a while, I'll let out like a holy crap or something, something like very low level and like PG. But I try to keep every video about PG. Let's see. Callan Murphy. I don't know if I got the info. I do get quite a bit of comments. So if I missed it, I'm sorry. Shoot me an email, mywildbackyard.ytmail@gmail.com. That's an easier way because YouTube doesn't block them as like I don't get as inundated with emails as I do with comments. M1A2, he won't admit it, but his hair loss is secret lasting effect from his Red Widow bite. Yeah, but I've been losing my hair since 20, so I don't know. Yeah, it is a good shirt. I'll probably be using this more for like public appearances and like in-person type stuff. I don't actually like care about like Nike or Adidas. I actually just like to wear kind of whatever I'm wearing in videos, and I try to keep whatever I was wearing for as many videos as I can, just in case like I decide to change where segments go. And it's mostly just because like I was inspired by like Casey Neistat, right? Casey Neistat's not sponsored by Ray-Ban. He wears the Ray-Bans all the time. And I like the way that he has that run and gun raw feel. And I feel like having super branded stuff for the channel takes you out of it a little bit. I think having just me in like whatever athletic clothes I'm in out in the wilderness, it gives more of a spur of the moment feel, because the stuff that I wear on videos is stuff that I would wear in day-to-day life. So that's more why. Let's see. Someone said something. Jacob, do you plan on selling merch? Eventually, yes. And I think like what Bundle of Basil was saying, I do want to do hats as merch. And you may have seen some of the graphics that I make of certain animals in the videos, like the Red Widow, like the Purple Bloom, the Brazilian Wandering Spider. I want to have like the animal on the hat, but I want to do it really well and like embroidered. But since I make those graphics myself, I figure as long as I have somebody paid to just make the hats, it wouldn't be that bad. Like it'd be custom made. So you'd be actually getting a custom made graphic that I made for the hat for you. So it'd be like, some merch, I feel like YouTubers just kind of slap stuff together, or they pay somebody to slap stuff together. I want to actually have you get something that I actually made for you. Like I make these graphics, like I want to make sure that they're really cool so I can use them in videos, but I can put them on a t-shirt, put them on a hat. Let me know if that's something you want to see. I'd be interested to start doing that. The Quorum Coast said, most of your videos are in the South. Do I ever head up north? I headed to Pennsylvania last spring. We didn't get anything. The weather was really bad. So I'd have to probably come up during the summer, or late spring, just to make sure that weather is good so that things are actually moving. The trick with the north is there are things, but there are fewer things that are stuff that I would personally go for, like venomous snakes, spiders, insects. Like, I do want to go for the Eastern Massasauga at some point. The Eastern Massasauga rattlesnake. That would be a really cool adventure. Debbie Martin, do you listen to Michael Saylor? Not a ton. I actually I mostly just learned about stuff like Bitcoin on like Reddit, which is not a great information source, but it's like you kind of just read between the lines of what you get on Reddit and then use your own experience and then just read articles wherever you can. I tend to read more articles than I do listen to like, because I try to like filter it as much as I can. Someone said, don't answer the questions about crypto. Well, the thing is, you're not supposed to give financial advice about crypto, but you can say what you believe about crypto. You have channels like Andre Jick and Graham Stephan who occasionally talk about crypto. You're allowed to talk about it. You just can't give financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I own some of these things because I personally think they're cool. Not more than I'm willing to lose, though. Not more than I'm willing to lose. Yeah. It's something to play with. It's something to play with your money with. Like if you have like, let's say you're going out grocery shopping. What I do, and if I have like if I want to like buy Wendy's, instead of buying Wendy's, I'm like, okay, my lunch would have been like $12. I'm gonna put $12 into Bitcoin instead. It's money that I was gonna lose anyway, so maybe it'll grow, maybe it won't. Who knows? If it does become a digital currency revolution, then I have some stake in it. If it doesn't, okay, I tried. Are you going to the Paducah, Kentucky Reptile Expo? I am not. This is actually the first time I'm hearing about it. Rights Wildlife, you inspired me. Oh, I do recognize you now. I didn't know that you were under a different name in the comments, or maybe it's your little like your little YouTube handle. I recognize your profile picture now, Rights Wildlife. 322 subs. You're getting there. It's like almost a third of the way to 1,000. And 1,000 is where it's like 1,000 is the first place where it starts to like, you start to see a significant traction. 1,000 is big, 10,000 is big, 100,000 is huge, and that's what we're celebrating right now. I'm drinking water, but cheers. Valiant Warrior. Oh man, I'm late. No, you're not. No, you're not, man. You're just on time. You're right on time. JH, do you think I keep a cuckoo wasp as a pet? Dino. Yeah, dude, I've been wanting to do a live for a long time now. Like I do them like once in a great while. The biggest thing is just like fitting them in. Like today I'm like, okay, I'm going to make sure it's a live stream because like I have to do a ton of editing. Because I'm always like trying to get super ahead so that when I go on production trips for like 2 weeks, I don't have to worry about editing a video on production. And getting ahead also helps me find time to film more videos locally. Because like I said earlier, I'm trying to finally film a lynx spider this year. I'm trying to finally film a Luna moth this year. I want to try and maybe even track down an eastern mud snake this year. So I need a lot of time, and the editing is just like there are some edits, believe it or not, that will take 30 hours, 30 hours to edit a video, and it's not because like I'm super inefficient. Like it's just like okay, I look at the edit and I'm like, you know what? I want to throw this out and do it again to make sure that it's really good. Max is heading. Max is heading off. Good night, Max. Max has school tomorrow. I do not have school tomorrow. Haha, Max. But stay in school. Stay in school and be smart. And let's help Max get to start a YouTube channel. We're gonna get them started on YouTube doing music. I think it'll be awesome. Let's see. See you later, Jacob. Thanks so much, man. Two tips. Like, dude, you have been a huge supporter. Like all of you in the chat right now, all of you who have watched the videos over the years, even those of you who've come recently, this channel is built on this, what we're doing right now. This is what it's all about. Like, I wouldn't be able to do these trips where I'm going out and gallivanting in the wilderness without this. So like, thank you, every one of you. Let's see. Let's hope my wild backyard becomes. You know what? I talk about this a lot. When I retire, when I retire. Like basically when I'm too old to do this, like when my knees give out and like and my back is all, oh yes, I'm too old to do it. You know, when I'm old, my goal is to be like an Indiana Jones style professor where like I'll teach biology, have all kinds of specimens in the back, and um, all of that, and just have like these like crazy stories of all the like weird adventures I've been on, and they're like, nah, that's not real. And then they go on YouTube and like, oh my gosh, it is real. Look how young he is there, you know, stuff like that. That'd be funny. Zion the Reptilian, happy to catch you live. Oh, you love how I destigmatize. Yeah, like that's the best part. Like I used to be really creeped out by spiders myself. Like literally my reaction when a spider would land on me would be like, yee, you know. But like jumping spiders, I'm like, you know, these guys are kind of cute. And like I liked holding other kinds of bugs. So like I'd be holding like insects and centipedes and harvestmen. And I'm like, if I can hold these animals, spiders aren't that different. So I kind of just use that to sort of help myself desensitize myself. And then as I learn more about spiders and their behavior, I'm like, you know, these things aren't the monsters we've made them out to be. And I think that's one of the biggest things I like to teach people in lives, in classroom visits, when I go to like schools to like teach people about stuff, and in videos is show people that, hey, spiders aren't monsters. Snakes aren't monsters. Attila says, I still haven't seen your dad. I don't know if he wants to come on the live. He's probably in bed. And if he's not in bed, he might be out doing the animals right now. So I don't know. He probably doesn't want to come on the live though. Bullets, I want a shirt. I am working on, so that's another thing. Somebody asked about Patreon earlier. People have been asking about merchandise. Both of these things are going to happen. And I'm going to try and make them happen later this year. With merchandise and with Patreon, my biggest thing is I always want to make sure that the content that I'm making is the best I can possibly make for you. So even the shirts and hats, I want them to be the best possible shirts and hats that I could make for you. For Patreon, the exclusive content that I want to put on Patreon, I want to make sure it's the best content I can make besides the YouTube videos. So I want to really just, there's a lot of thought and work going into them. They're all in progress. I'm hoping to have them by like the end of October, maybe started. We'll see. But it's going to happen. Just bear with me. Are your spider videos are specifically the reason my 6-year-old spends her spare time outside looking for cool spiders and insects? Hey, truthfully, like I actually make these videos kind of as if I was making them for 6-year-old version of me. I don't say that I make them for kids. I make them for all ages, but like I think about what I would have liked to have seen at 6 years old when I was like super fascinated with bugs. I mean, I'm still super fascinated with bugs, but when I was super fascinated as like a little 6-year-old version of me, like I'm like, what would he have wanted to watch if YouTube existed when I was 6? Because it didn't. You know, and then I kind of tailor the videos to that. Like what were the topics that would be like really cool for him? Let's see. The fresher the water, the lighter color the shrimp or crayfish. Oh, good. Thank you, Bullets. Okay, because I know a little bit about crayfish, not a lot. Not as much as I would like to. I really need to get more into aquatics because they're really cool. Opal said, I recently found out we have trapdoor spiders in Virginia in the genus Eumidia. I know very little about them, other than they are active during the late winter months. Yeah, I don't know much about them either. Most people don't know a lot about them. That's why they're left at genus most of the time. We don't even know how many species we have. They're here in North Carolina too. They make it all the way out to Arizona. It's one of the spiders I was looking for in Arizona. We didn't find them though. It is a very cryptic, very secretive spider. They're not dangerous. They can be very defensive, though. They can be very, I wouldn't say keen to bite, but like they'll flare up. They act kind of like the purse web spiders do. A lot of those subterranean megalomorphs, will act a lot like the Sydney funnelweb. They have that same kind of demeanor of just being really skittish and frightened when they're out of their burrow because they're subterranean. They don't really want to be out and exposed. So it stresses them out a lot. You've seen the Atlantic pursewebs. Dude, the red-legged pursewebs here are out in full force this year. I have clocked 20 burrows, 20 silk tubes, just feet off of my driveway. We have 20 of them. So I know Herbie hopped off, but Herbie, you're going to see, and also pretty much everyone here, you're going to see another purseweb video very soon because I want to film them again. Isaiah asks, when are we going to get more jumping spider content? We will. I don't have anything filmed right now, but like summer is not even over yet. Fall is about to begin, and a lot of cool jumping spiders come out in the fall. I usually find the canopy jumpers around this time. So definitely gonna go and get another jumping spider video soon. If not, I'll definitely be including them in some of the fun adventure documentaries where I'm like looking for like lynx spiders. Sorry, you can hear my voice is starting to go because Valiant Warrior, are you going to have this stream up as a video? Yep, I leave all of these to go up as videos, so you can see. You want to see the replay and see the parts you missed. A lot of chaos you actually missed. My youngest sibling came up, played some music for us because they were excited about 100K. Is that Zenixis TV? This channel specifically helped me out with arachnophobia, specifically here in the Philippines where wolf spiders tend to mate and hunt inside the house. Yeah, that would be a little bit frightening. I mean, they're big, they're fast spiders, so if you're not the most comfortable with them, a wolf spider is not one you'd want to find. They're a little bit freaky. JJ's like, yeah, I lose my voice after about 6 hours of teaching. Yeah. Well, we figure I had like a family dinner before this, and we're all kind of loud and boisterous. So like, we're talking all at dinner for a couple hours, and then I'm on the stream for a couple hours. So, Dino's heading out later, man. Thanks for hopping on. I'm definitely gonna get some more live streams out. I don't know about premieres because I'm usually busy when the videos actually publish, but definitely more live streams. Cool critters. If there's any marine animal you'd like to make a video about on this channel, what would it be? Mantis shrimp. Mantis shrimp is the first one that comes to mind, but sea snakes, cone snails, jellyfish. I'd love to do jellyfish. When I go to Australia, I would love not to take a sting. Before you even ask, no stings, but box jellyfish and irukandji I find fascinating. Like, how is something that small, with such small, tiny little stingers, how is that so deadly? Isn't that crazy to think about? Like, just like how these, and like you're like, how are these things just so venomous? And it's just so, I don't know, it's hard for me to wrap my head around because as a person who came from a chemistry background, I'm like, what? So, yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to go to Virginia and hunt trapdoor spiders. The trick with those, though, is to actually find a hot spot where they're easier to find. Because hunting down those burrows, you could look for hours and just not see one. That's why they're so hard to find. They're so rare. It's just, you hunt for hours and you just don't see them. Man of War would be really cool. Brandon C says, go see a Man of War. Those are actually not jellyfish. They are colonial organisms. I actually don't remember what family they actually belong to, but they are, I think, distantly related to jellyfish, but they are a colonial weird organism. And it's like, how the heck did that happen? That's pretty cool. So, another thing I would definitely love to, siphonophores. Thank you, JJ. Yes, so JJ from Ecotasia in the comments, JJ is a much more well-read biologist than I am. I tend to pick things up as I go. Who's this? Oh, hi, Mago. Mago let himself back in. He knows how to open doors. and he's just gonna go straight to the bed, and he makes himself into a cave. But yeah, JJ from Ecotasia. Can't wait to see some of the videos that you're gonna be putting out soon. But because JJ just went down to Borneo and got some really cool stuff down there. But JJ is a PhD candidate over at NAU and knows a lot more about wildlife than I do. Oh, you're heading out again? Okay, see ya. I learned a lot asking, like, I love that we have this little group of wildlife creators. Mikey from Cool Critters, you got Jack from Jack's World Wildlife, you got JJ from Ecotasia, the Wildlife Brothers, Emilio from Animal Encounters, Zach from Life's Wild Adventures. A lot of great people, and everyone kind of has their own special like skill set, and we kind of all like collaborate and learn from each other, and it's really great, honestly. Um, oh, so you're not a PhD candidate. You're in your PhD program. I don't know. I'm used to hearing that the chem students at UNC were called PhD candidates, but I stand corrected. Attila, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Attila. Yeah, so Attila is actually an old coworker of my dad, which is like I said, it's kind of a crazy small world moment here. Yeah, one of the good things Lauren Hurd said. One of the good things is wolf spiders eat big bugs. Yeah, I always ask you, what would you prefer to have in your house, cockroaches or wolf spiders? That's a pretty easy choice there. Obviously, ideally neither for people who don't like bugs, but that guy says, what about all the crazy types of sea snails? Absolutely. Like when it comes to marine life, it's almost like overwhelming how many things there are to go and film. The trick is actually doing it practically. That's the hard part. And there aren't a lot of good tide pools near here. And like, I literally film on this. Some of you might not know this. This is my camera for YouTube. So it's hard to get this deep underwater to film wildlife. So Godzilla, YBS Youngbloods is actually one of the channels that inspired what I do here. When I was first studying to launch a YouTube channel, I'm like, what do I want to make my videos about? Youngbloods was one of the first people I noticed. I'm like, wow, I like what he's doing. With Strider, his dog, and like actually, I think YBS Youngbloods also kind of made me less of a picky eater, at least with seafood, because I don't know, something about the way that he just catches random stuff and cooks it. It just made my brain like, oh, I can just eat whatever seafood because it's basically just like doing what he does. But his name's Brody, I think, right? Yeah, his shots are amazing, and I used to love the music he would play during his drone shots. Oh, like, it's such a simple, happy channel. Those of you who have not seen YBS Youngbloods, he has millions of subscribers now. When I found him, he had like 50K. But if you check it out, it's amazing. It's amazing work what he does there. Let's see. Let's see. Bundle of Basil heading out. Good night. Thanks so much. Thank you so much for all your support. Like, it really does. Like, I probably, like, because my voice is like starting to go, it probably like sounds insincere, but I really do mean it. And Wright's Wildlife went to bed early. Now it's 3:46. Yeah, I want to get a lot of stuff in Australia. Like, I'm almost at the point where I'm like, if I do Australia, I might need to like move there for 6 months or something because I want to do it well. There's so much stuff down there to film: aquatics, marine, reptiles, spiders, centipedes, insects. There's so much stuff down there that like I almost got to go down there for like 6 months to do it well, and like get a lease on an apartment or something and just live there part-time for half a year and come back up. Because like Someone says, nah, you record that stuff in 2 hours. I wish it only took. I do love filming, but like, yeah, it takes a lot more than 2 hours to film. Let's see. Southern Girl, Tanya, how you doing? Oh, thank you so much. Tanya is another OG subscriber. I want to say you've been here since around when I went down to Louisiana in 2021. I think I remember first seeing your comments on those videos. Did you come over from Zach's channel? Was that where you came from? I think originally. But yeah, she's been here for a long time, and like I said, every achievement this channel has made is built on this right here. People who've been here forever, people who are here new. It's all like, it's just this community is building, and I love seeing you guys interact. Like I can see you guys like having conversations in the comments. Like I'm actually working on launching a Discord. I've kind of soft launched it. A few people know about it already. I want to actually launch a proper Discord for people to hang out and chat, and I'll share some like sneak peeks at stuff in there. So if you guys do want to see the Discord, it'll be free. I might make some paid tiers eventually when I launch Patreon, but it'll be the main thing will be free. So let me know if you want to see that, because that is something I'd be down to do. Yes, you did come over from Zach's. Zach's great. Like I said, we actually are going to probably do some more work. We just got back from Arizona a couple weeks ago, but we're going to actually be doing some little. Sorry, my brain just glitched for a second there. We'll be doing some rocket runs to like the southeast this year, probably Florida, probably South Georgia, maybe Alabama. Not sure yet. Zach for sure is going to Alabama. I don't know if I'm going to join him or not. Let's see. I'm assuming you're asking, do I think the mosquito is the most dangerous animal in the world? Yes. Mosquitoes as an animal kill more people than any other animal on the planet. It is not the deadly. It is the deadliest insect and the deadliest animal. I am working on a video with mosquitoes. It's gonna be very difficult to achieve. Cool Critters from or Mikey from Cool Critters. I've told him about it months ago, so he knows I've been working on this and still haven't figured it out. It's gonna be a really cool video if I can actually achieve it. I want to demonstrate visually how mosquitoes actually hunt you in the woods. Like if you're outside, how do mosquitoes find you, right? And I want to show how they do it. And it's going to be really cool if I can achieve it, but actually doing it in a cool and visually interesting way has proven to be kind of difficult. So it's going to happen, but give me time on that. Yes, Mikey, I do say Florida. We will be back at some point. Eric Armani Productions. Yes, thank you, man. He's been here for a while too. Like it's been insane. Like I love seeing all the familiar faces in the comments. Like, and I do like, it's literally like almost like a part-time job replying to comments. Like I have to do yes, JJ, hit me up, DM me, JJ, so we can talk about how to make that video happen. Please do, because I want to figure that video out. But yeah, I love seeing all these familiar faces, and sometimes what makes me feel sad is because people will comment like, "Oh, you're finally uploading again." I'm like, I've been uploading, because YouTube has been really weird this year. It's been really weird. As I'm a big data nerd, as much as I'm a wildlife nerd, I'm a huge data nerd. So like, this morning I was doing data analysis for the week for the channel. So I have like all my spreadsheets and stuff, and it is been a weird year. So a lot of people have been noticing that like they're not getting recommended videos from channels they watch regularly. So I'm not mad when I say, oh, I've been uploading. I'm not mad. I'm just like, oh man, like, I miss seeing you in the comments. Hydrophobic water, any tips or suggestions for a bio major college student highly interested in conservation? I also saw your previous comment. I was going to address it. I'm just trying to make sure I hit all the all the comments that I do see that are like quicker to answer. So biggest thing is just networking with people who are working in conservation. Everything that I have worked everything that I've built has been based on you, the viewers, and also the connections I've been able to make as a result of the YouTube channel. So like people who I know are like, hey, I'll help you out with this because we've built like relationships, right? It's not like a scummy, like, playing politics kind of thing. It's more of just like a, hey, you're cool and I think you're cool and you can help me on this, I can help you on that. It's kind of like you script. Like I really like how the internet in some ways is kind of like old school business where people are just like, hey, I can do something for you and you can do something for me. And it's kind of like being neighbors. And it's kind of a really, really beautiful thing. So the better you just network with and just make friends with people who are conservationists, the better you can actually build a conservation career. So if that answers your question, hydrophobic water, that's the best advice I can give you. Let's see. If you ever come to North Florida, shoot an email. Absolutely, I would love to. I would absolutely love to. Do love me some good Southern food, especially like the Cajun style. Like one of the best meals I ever ate was at this place. Oh man, Zach reminded me what it was called. I forget the name of the restaurant. It was this like Cajun place in downtown New Orleans. Like I ate two full plates of their Cajun shrimp and fries. It was just amazing. Some good Southern biscuits. I used as I grew up a Yankee, but I've gotten very accustomed to the Southern food. I'm like, you know what? It's better. It is better. Let's see. Cody Blevins, what's the deadliest spider? Oh, I love this question. I really do. So there's three. I call them the big three because depending on what you measure, and I want to make this a video one day. Like this is going to be a video, but only once I can finally. Sorry. So before I get into that, CDs is here. Hi, CDs. I got something for you. You haven't seen her in a video yet, but we've named her Uniqua from the Backyardigans. That was a meme from earlier in the stream. But CDs, you're not late. That's our Hogna carolinensis. Finally got one that I can verify anyway. I don't trust any Hogna from Florida. Taxonomy there is a mess. But that one is a verifiable carolinensis. We finally got one. And I knew you wanted to know about that. But yeah, so Cody Blevins, back to your question. The deadliest spider it's a simple question with a complicated answer because depending on what you're measuring, it could be one of three. So I call these spiders the big three. You have your six-eyed sand spider, the Brazilian wandering spider, and the Sydney funnelweb. Sydney funnelweb has the highest venom output of the most deadly spiders, and they are also extremely, extremely toxic. So it's like it's honestly more comparable to a bad snake bite than a spider bite when you're bitten. They're also very common and found in residential areas in parts of Australia that are heavily populated. So bites are common, bites are serious, and very dangerous. Brazilian wandering spider is the most toxic arachnid on the planet, and as far as I know, one of the most toxic arthropods, if not the most toxic arthropod in terms of just pure like venom potency. So they don't have a lot of venom, but one bite could absolutely kill you. Very, very serious bite. The six-eyed sand spider is dangerous because of the cytotoxin it produces. It's not so much an LD50 or like a toxicity thing. It's more just how the venom works. So cytotoxins, they kind of just eat away at you like an acid. And a bite from the six-eyed sand spider, because they're so rare and so infrequently encountered, there's no antivenom for them. There's no effective treatment for a wet bite, like not a warning bite or like a dry bite, but a fully envenomated bite. There's no treatment for that. And basically that venom is going to slowly eat away at your body, and you can have multi-system organ failure in a matter of hours. So those are the three most dangerous spiders in the world. When I've actually filmed all three, I want to make a video that like breaks down that question. What is the deadliest spider in the world? Because it's not a straightforward answer. Let's see. Our Isaiah's heading off. See ya, Isaiah. CDs. Don't funnel webs strike twice? I mean, they can. They can. A lot of spiders can strike twice. When my buddy Jack got bit by the black widow, it bit him twice, maybe even 3 times. Is it Iowandodor? Lowendo? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but where do six-eyed sand spiders live? There are populations in South America, and populations in Southern Africa. It's not totally sure if they're the same genus or their taxonomy is under review. And like with a lot of these more tropical areas, science is not as clear cut as in like North America or like highly populated, highly, like the infrastructure for research is not as good. So we don't know if Sicarius is only in South America or if Sicarius does in fact make it over to Southern Africa. But I forget the actual name of the other genus. But they're both highly toxic, highly dangerous, but very, very rare, found in like sandy patches, super spread out in like deep wilderness. Like you're not going to find it unless you're looking for it. Rage Nav said, can people pet spiders? You can. They don't particularly like it. Spiders usually prefer to be left alone. So I recommend, in most cases, just give them their space. I handle them for demonstration and presentation purposes and for educational purposes. I think that spiders and most animals it's easier for the viewer to connect with them if the presenter is handling them in a safe and responsible manner. But yeah. Godzilla Pickles heading out. Yes, yeah, shoot me an email. I think I left my email in this chat. If not, just comment on a video and ask, and I'll just reply. I'll watch for your comment. Ichthyo Vendor, congratulations on the 100K. Thank you so much, man. Like it has been, like I said, I all the inundation of congratulations. It's just like thank you. Like I'm trying to be I'm trying to like show how grateful I am, even though the fact that I'm responding to so many comments, like it's been ridiculously insane, this journey so far. Because like I've been on YouTube for 5 years, but I would say that I've only been really super seriously intentional and strategic with this channel since beginning of last year. So we've really done 100,000 in less than 2 years, because all the meaningful growth has happened since January of last year. So this is kind of crazy, really. It's like, oh yeah, 5 years, but it's like, yeah, but most of my videos have been uploaded since January of last year. Like that's nuts. It's actually nuts. Let's see. CD's How to Get the Carolinensis. Actually caught that one in Arizona. Arizona, they were huge and tons of them. It was like, oh, finally. That was the biggest one. And it was awesome. And I'm like, you know what? I'm like, this would be a great one to have as an educational animal. So I want to be very clear. I don't advocate taking animals from the wild as pets. Desert habitat CDs. Desert habitat. Like we were in a wash. We were hiking a wash and found it. We were actually looking for Scolopendra heros. We found a couple of Western Diamondbacks in that wash. And then finally found a huge open area. It was like mixed desert and grassland. There was like patchy grass with some like shrub bushes with lots of these burrows. And I saw a couple of smaller females with babies. Yes, Dino, actually, I do have a Discord. I've kind of been quiet about it. Because I've been trying to manage it as best I can. But I do have a link in some of the older community posts, but I'll make a big launch probably this month, honestly. But yes, so it was found in a grassy desert wash. And what I was saying though is that, yeah, like I don't advocate taking animals from the wild as pets. I do take some specimens as educational animals that I present to classrooms to teach them about how spiders are not monsters. And I only do that with specimens from populations that are very, very healthy. Like I'm not going to take the only spider that I find. If I see 30 of the spiders, I'm like, okay, I will take one because this would be a very good example for people to see in a classroom. Let's see. Isaiah can stay and watch. All right, man. All right. Eric Armani, you and Jack will both hit 1 million quickly. I don't think it'll be quick, but I do think it'll happen. I do firmly believe that we have what it takes to get to 1 million subscribers. Both me, both Jack, both the communities we've built. I think 1 million can happen, and I think that it will be awesome. We're working. Callan Murphy, I sent the email. Did it go through? Let me check. Let me verify that real quick. Yep, I got it. I'll be replying to that later, but yep, I got your email. Sky God's Side. Would you free handle a Sydney funnel web? Actually, I'm going to say maybe. I'm leaning no. So in most cases, I would assume that a Sydney funnel web would not be the safest to handle. They are subterranean spiders. They're heavy-bodied. They're not really meant for climbing. So any kind of handling would probably stress them out quite a bit. And if they're stressed, the thing is, they're not mean. They're scared. They're scared of us. We're much bigger than they are. We pose a very significant threat to a Sydney funnel web spider in a 1v1 matchup, right? Like, yeah, that bite might kill me, but I'm still going to squash that spider and it's dead, right? So it's one of those things where, random game talks. All right, man. See you later. So I think that with the right individual, it is possible to free handle one. I do believe it's possible, but I don't know that I will be able to free handle one safely. If I can, I will, but it's like, Goblin just said, free handling a funnel web is like trying to free handle an orange bamboo, an OBT. It can be done, but not a high chance of success. That's kind of where I'm at. I don't know that it'll be successful, and if it's not successful, I don't want to get killed. So I do like making these videos, and if I'm dead, I can't make these videos. So we'll see on that one. Godzilla Pickle, it's my wild backyard, like the channel, .ytmail@gmail.com. Funnel webs are almost tarantula size, but 100 times as deadly. Yeah, that's true. Fun question. What about camel spiders? I have handled camel spiders. You haven't seen that video yet. So, fun fact, if you want to know some behind the scenes, I'm already back from Arizona, but the Arizona videos haven't come out yet. So I tend to film. I'll go for like a 2-week trip, and I'll film a ton of videos in bulk so that I can actually edit them in post so that I can keep that weekly schedule. That's the way that I've learned to best maintain a video every single Saturday. If I tried to just film every week, it would be insane. Like I've done that before. That was a lot of work and caused a lot of stress. Let's see. You used to have a pet skunk? I didn't know. I don't think I knew that. Maybe I did know that. Did you tell me that like a long time ago? I think that might have been you who told me that a long time ago. Like we're talking like years ago in the comments. I think I do remember that actually. Bullets. What animal? Ichthyoventer is. What animal is next in terms of legend tier after having found the purple bloom bird eater? Gila monster. Gila monster. Coral snake, eastern diamondback rattlesnake, and I would say spruce fir moss spider. Maybe even a hellbender. Salamander videos don't do too well on here, even though I love salamanders. I would love to film more salamander videos. So if we want to see salamanders, give some love for salamanders in the chat, maybe. We'll see. But a hellbender would be really cool to see, and that's definitely a legend tier animal, 100%. Valiant Warrior, awesome. Looking forward to a camel spider video. Yeah, those are freaking cool. And in Arizona, they're like big. They're big. Like they're big, they're gnarly. Actually. So this is my janky pinning board. See that? That's how big they get in Arizona. And we saw ones that are bigger than this. So this is my janky pinning board. I've got this one drying so I can put it in a case. But yeah, that's a really, really freaky looking creature. How close can I get? There you go. Ah! Pieces of this are falling off. There you go. That's a camel spider specimen that I collected. But again, like, I don't encourage collection of specimens for personal gain. These are all educational tools that I use to teach people in classrooms so they can learn about the biodiversity in their area. They can learn about what's dangerous, what's not dangerous, that kind of stuff. Like, I do this for science, for education. Like, I do it sustainably and ethically. Like, I don't want to like just say collect everything you see. No, be very careful about what you collect and why you collect. We all know Pseudoscorpion is legend tier. There is a video on Cool Critters channel that is extremely legend tier. Let's see. Owl be me. I will never forgive YouTube for not notifying me of this. Well, you're here now, and we're gonna be on for probably another hour or so. I'll be up for a bit. So, yeah, YouTube has been very weird this year with recommendations. You're not the first person who's told me that, or something to that effect of like YouTube being weird. I've noticed it. Jack's noticed it. There's a video that went viral recently talking about how YouTube has been weird. Salamanders, yeah, Tanya, all right. How many species of six-eyed sand spiders are there? From Aurelio777, at least 2 in Africa, at least 3 or 4 in South America. I would say there's probably 10, maybe 10 species, estimating. Yeah. Callan Murphy, what time is it where I live? It is currently 11:10 p.m. I usually am up decently late doing work, so I'll be up till about midnight or 1. So. Goblin, I wish people knew more about freshwater shrimp. There are freshwater shrimp. There are freshwater sponges. Did you know that there are freshwater sponges? They don't look very impressive, but they're sponges that live in freshwater. And there are freshwater jellyfish. Like, what? What the heck? You know? Like, I never would have thought about that until I learned that while I was making this channel. Like, that's one of my favorite things about this channel is the things that I discover when I'm researching for videos. So, CDs, do I think my carolensis could be gravid? She doesn't look gravid. She's definitely female. She's not a male. We saw some males. They're a lot smaller, and she doesn't have the clubbed pedipalps. She doesn't look gravid, though. If she was gravid and she had babies, I would be open to maybe selling them. That's actually a thing I was thinking about. Like, if I have a research facility one day and I do captive breeding as part of the research, I might sell some of the cohorts of the things that are bred in captivity as part of securing funding for a research facility. I eventually, like, as this channel gets bigger, I want to fund research on more obscure invertebrates, because like generally the things that get like attention are either endangered or significant pests, but like everything in the middle gets glanced over. So I wish we knew more about them, and I don't have time to do the research myself because I'm making videos, I'm building businesses and stuff that help with making videos, but I really do want to make sure that people can discover these things. And if you're an ecologist or an entomologist who wants to study these more obscure things, but are like, there's no money in that, I want to make sure that there's money in that so you can actually study the things you want to study and make the discoveries you want to discover. So that's one of the long-term goals of the channel, is to eventually start funding research on those more obscure, weird insects and spiders. Let's see. Rage Nav, are you okay with schools using your videos for teaching? Absolutely. If you're a teacher and you have a class who would like this kind of stuff, absolutely share it. Like, these videos are to help people discover the secrets of the natural world. Like, if that is something that you want to share with your class, Green light. Absolutely. That's awesome. Cody Blevins. So what wouldn't you want to get bit by? Like too dangerous? Brazilian wandering spider, six-eyed sand spider, Sydney funnel web, any venomous snake. Any venomous snake more venomous than an eastern hognose. Or maybe like a lyre snake or something. Ideally, honestly, I would prefer not to be bitten by a widow ever again. The red widow was not the most fun thing in the world, and there are lots of widow spiders that are even worse to get bit by than that. So, ideally, anything like that is also a no. Ideally, not a recluse. I would prefer not to be bitten by a recluse ever. Like, centipedes, I would say. Oh, okay. Cool critters. There are 17 species for Sicarius alone, then plus 2, so maybe 20 species of six-eyed sand spiders. I stand corrected. It's always twice the number that I think it is. But yeah, centipedes I wouldn't be bit by. I mean, Heros was not fun. Subspinipes, the Asian giant centipede, is worse. The Vietnamese giant centipede could potentially kill you, so no. There's a lot of things I wouldn't want to be bitten by. Hannah Jacobs says Hellbenders. Hellbenders, yep. One day. Let's see. Let me scroll down a little bit. Any plan from Master Gecko 117? Any plans on featuring some marine organisms? Absolutely. Not right now, but like I don't have anything filmed on marine animals right now, but yes, eventually, yes. Skeeter, you're here. So those guys who don't know, Skeeter is also one of my OG fans. I always love seeing Skeeter in the comments. Hope you're doing okay. Great to see you on the stream. Henry557, hello. I live in Florida, and my goal is to document every species of widow we have here. Any advice for finding red ones? Go to palmetto scrub environments and hunt particularly in. I can't give you any spots. I don't own any spots. I didn't find any of the spots myself, so I'm not at liberty to give you a spot. But I can tell you how to potentially find them, and hopefully you will use this advice for good. I assume you will because you want to document them. They will reside in palmetto plants, the saw palmettos, in a palmetto scrub environment that's more open. They want the open flyby zones where lots of flying insects are coming through. If it's a very like there's a lot of like longleaf pine and stuff, it's not going to be as good. You want to find open fly-through zones with where there's lots of flying insect activity. Better chance for red widows. Look for extremely mangled, tough web. You'll find a lot of like funnel weavers that are tiny. Look for messy, tangled web with no funnel, and good chance at finding a widow in one of those. The best time of year is honestly any time between probably I'd say February and November. After about November, they tend to retreat into the base of the palmettos, so it'll be a bit harder to find. So I would go for that bigger part of the year. Like right now, it'd be fine. Look for palmetto scrubs that are in open fly-through zones on saw palmettos, particularly. Let's see. You went to. Wow, you're at 20K. I didn't even know that, Eric. So Eric Armani Productions is at 20,000 on YouTube. It does happen. Like you'll have these big bursts, and then it'll slow down, and then another burst again. I find that when you slow down, don't get discouraged. Just take time to really study your own craft and study YouTube and see, okay, how can I, kind of innovate the strategies that I'm already using to grow my channel, and then you can go from there and you can break out of those ruts. But it does take time and patience, but don't get discouraged when you slow down. Johan's here. Johan's another one who's been here for a very, very long time. Good to see you, man. Bullets for teeth. Wherever there's water, there is life. Okay, you got an eye for content. Sky God's side, what would be more likely to escape its enclosure, a snake or a spider? If it's not locked well, a snake. Spiders aren't that smart. Snakes are a little bit smarter than spiders, especially like elapids. Cobras, yeah, they'll get out if you don't keep them. Dino top 3 favorite insects or animals. Well, all of my favorite animals are probably insects. That's a hard one to list, but 3 off the top of my head are praying mantis, particularly probably one of the Peruvian shield mantises or one of the Asian leaf mantises. Red widow, not an insect, but an animal. And Brazilian wandering spider, also not an insect, but an animal. Let's see. Hannah Jacobs, you ought to look into supplying spiders and stuff. I do want to. Yeah, that's one thing I want to look into. Probably also if I have like spiders that hatch in captivity, before I have my own research facility providing those to demonic sippy velvet spiders. They are not found in North America. They're actually only in Europe, as far as I can tell. So that's actually one of my biggest targets when I eventually do make it to Europe, is the velvet spider. That's one of like the series that I make where it's like, this spider will cure your arachnophobia. Velvet spiders are getting one of those videos because they're so freaking adorable. Such adorable little spiders. Let's see. Tina, thank you. Wow. You guys are way too generous tonight. I don't know how to thank you for watching the videos alone and paying me. Like, it's that kind of like, I don't know. I don't know how to I don't know how to react anymore. Thank you so much. So let me see. I need to find up. I missed a bunch of them. No. Lionfish, I've heard they are delicious. Yes. Skeeter. Johan, thoughts on high-fiving an aerial wasp nest? The intrusive thought has crossed my mind. Intrusive thoughts like that cross my mind all the time. It would be a horrible idea. It's a less horrible idea if you can run fast. I'll leave it at that. Let's see. Ian asked, do you have any advice for someone to get over their fear of spiders? But I mean, like, they can't get within 5 feet of a spider. Honestly, if you feel confident with insects, start there. If you don't, start with reptiles. And then work your way towards the cuter insects. And then from cuter insects, work to freakier insects. From freakier insects, work towards cuter spiders like jumping spiders. The biggest thing is if you can get yourself comfortable with insects, spiders are a different kind of arthropod, but they're still an arthropod like an insect. So there's kind of a little bit of a translation over there. If you can work with like assassin bugs and really creepy, like really metal looking insects, a jumping spider is not that hard to work with then. And then from there, I would say some of the prettier orb weavers and then wolf spiders, and all very non-toxic, non-dangerous spiders that are pretty harmless. Starting there will help a lot. It does take time though, and just the trick is to be patient with yourself. Ichthyovenator, I tried your advice on finding green snakes. Yeah, sometimes when you're looking for a certain snake, the universe is just mean to you. Like that's the story of my life with Eastern Diamondback rattlesnakes. Like I know people who can find tons, and I have worked with them and had no luck. I think I'm just cursed on Diamondbacks. The Western Diamondback is common enough that I can find those when I'm in their area, but Easterns need to be listed endangered. Isaiah, you should do honestly, I would love to do a collaboration with Coyote Peterson and Brave Wilderness. I've heard they're aware that I exist. I don't know if they have any feelings besides knowing that I exist, but I would love to work with them. They're really cool. My friend Harrison from the Wildlife Brothers was an intern over there briefly when he was in college, and he said that Coyote, Mark, and Mario are all very cool. They seem very cool, so I would love to work with them one day. Absolutely. CDs, what would be worse to get bit by, a bite from a male funnel web or a quick nip from a great white shark? Depends on how quick the nip is from the great white shark. If it's like a graze, yeah, I'll take a graze from a great white shark over a great white shark over a male funnel web bite. But if we're talking like, he bites me in half, as a quick nip, because I mean, I'm sure with the bite force of that shark, yeah, one quick bite could bite me in half. Yeah, you can survive a funnel web bite because they have antivenom. So you can't survive being bitten in half by a great white. So I think it depends on what you mean by a quick nip from a great white. Aurelio 777, over 40,000 species of spiders are discovered each year. I don't know. I don't know if that number is correct. I would believe it, especially in the tropics, but there aren't there are a lot of species of spiders, but I don't know that there's enough species of spiders for 40,000 new ones to be discovered each year. Hydrophobic water, a whole lot of Steatota triangulosa. Love those false widows. Let's go down a little bit. Thank you, Tina, again. Let's see. Godzilla Pickle, you sent the email. Let me take a look. I'll just make sure it's there. Yes, yep, I got it. I'll reply in a little bit, probably tomorrow. After the stream, and I need to get to bed after the stream. But yeah, I got your email. Getting stung by a lionfish, that would not be fun. They are not lethal, but that's not a fun sting. Skeeter, yeah. Are some African? I didn't know that. I mean, so to mention what Demonic Sippy said, asking me about velvet spiders. The thing with me is I tend to know a lot about the animals that are in the area that I'm in. I know a decent amount about like really famous animals from other areas, but I don't start to really know about the animals of a given area until I'm planning to travel there, because I start researching that area really intense. So I haven't read a whole lot about velvet spiders, like aside from just knowing like they're in Europe. So I would imagine it's like northwestern Africa is probably where you'd find velvet spiders then, but stuff like that. I don't tend to know 100% of the stuff until I'm actually actively researching for a location, just because there's just so much information I have to hold in my head, and I'm going to lose it if I'm not learning it for a reason that I'm going to be using it for. If it's not practical, I'm going to be like, oh, I forgot. So Dana 8, have you hunted for coral snakes? If I told you, that would be spoilers now, wouldn't it? So I'm going to leave it at that. Later, Mikey. Yeah, thanks, man. It's been incredible, and I think Mikey is the next one for 100K. Let's get him there. Go subscribe to Cool Critters. Ricardo Requena, greetings from Paraguay. We love Paraguay. I have a very much South America has a very special place in my heart, especially after going to Ecuador. That was probably one of the most awesome trips of my life. I said Arizona beats it out, but Ecuador was just so cool and such a great like learning experience as a creator, as a person who studies languages. So yeah, I would love to come down to Paraguay and look for stuff down there with you sometime. Let's see, Jet P. Thanks so much for the super chat, Jet P. It's awesome. Quick nip as an investigatory bite. Yeah, I'd probably prefer that to a Sydney funnel web personally. Be easier to fix that in the hospital. Thanks, Tanya. Okay, good night, Tanya. Everyone say good night to Tanya, Southern girl. Don't forget to get outside and find your own adventure. She knows the lore. She's been here for a long time. Oh man. Thanks again, Tanya. You have a good night. I'll see you in the comments on Saturday. Master Gecko 117. What's the worst thing to be bitten or stung by in Southern California? Either the probably the Southern Pacific rattlesnake. My buddy Rex, who lives down in that area, who is on Instagram, he has told me that there's some current studies on the venom of that snake that it might be the most venomous rattlesnake in the U.S. So it might dethrone the tiger rattlesnake. JH, you need a throat lozenge. I got water right here to help. All right, CDs. Good luck at school tomorrow, man. Johan, how many years do we get our first squid video? You know, I could probably do that next year. I would want to get a really cool squid. Because squid are kind of hard to come by unless you're like out in the ocean. It's actually, okay, I can't promise one next year, but next 3 years. Next 3 years, we'll get a squid video. I think that's doable. Someone also, I forget who asked. I saw somebody asked about the blue ring octopus. When I go to Australia, I would love to find a blue ring. I don't know that I would free handle that because that could kill me, but I would definitely want to see one because that would be so cool. Will it bite with the giant Humboldt squid? I would probably pee myself if I saw a giant Humboldt squid face to face. Not out of fear, but out of pure excitement. Because I'd be like, wow, that is a cool thing. Lauren Hurd, thank you so much. I know you're thanking me for videos, but thank you for watching the videos and thank you for your support. As I said, this is what it's all about. It's all built on, you know. Philip, hello, sir. Hope you're well. Have you had any recurring effects from that red widow bite as of yet? I have not. I'm actually surprised. I've only had 2 questions about that on the live stream so far. Yeah, no lasting effects from the red widow. Some people are joking that I'm losing my hair because of the red widow, but I'm like, no, I've been losing my hair since I'm 20. It's why I wear the hat. But it's a mess right now, so I have to shave my head again. I shaved it for Ecuador, and then I got lazy, so I haven't shaved it since. But Max, who was on the stream earlier, will probably shave it one of these days. Maybe we can have a head shaving stream. That would be a random thing to do, but maybe we'll have a head shaving stream again. Let's see. I didn't know. Actually, I don't think I knew that you kept orb weavers as pets, unless you mean the ones that are just outside your porch. Oh, okay, yeah, the porch ones. Okay, yeah. In that case, I have pet orb weavers too. But I will be me. I have one last question. What is the safest giant centipede to handle? I would say the slower ones. So there's actually a few from Australia that my buddy Jackson from Bugs and Biology recommends as starter centipedes for people who are afraid of them. They're not very toxic. They're not very quick to bite. They're fairly slow moving. It's like the erythrogramma or something. I'm going to butcher the scientific name, but go ask that same question on Bugs and Biology YouTube channel. He'll tell you what it is. For me personally, I would say, honestly, the Caribbean giant centipede was not very aggressive. I free handled that one. And I would say Scolopendra polymorpha, the common desert, is pretty chill. And then the giant centipedes in the Giganteus lineage, so like your Scolopendra galapagoensis, the Galapagos giant centipede, the Scolopendra gigantea, the Amazonian giant centipede, both of those are very large, but very unaggressive. So they're a lot slower moving because they're bigger. You can actually, excuse me, they can actually be a little bit easier to free handle because they're like the tarantulas of the centipede world. JJ, that's a fantastic idea. That would be a great idea for a Pacific Northwest trip. Giant Pacific octopus, hobo spider, maybe some like of the cool salamanders they have up there. I would need to build a bigger target list. We could probably do a lot of marine stuff up in the Pacific Northwest, I would imagine, right? That'd be pretty cool. That'd be really cool. DM me about that too. The other thing was the mosquito thing, so don't let me forget. DM me about the mosquito thing and the Washington trip, potentially. Vodun13, are grass spiders a threat? Nope. Super harmless. They're not very aggressive. Just make sure you give it, if you're going to keep it, make sure you give it lots of space. Feed it at least once a week. Give them some cover objects to hide in. They're pretty good. Pretty solid. Let's see. What's the most unpredictable animal you've ever handled? The red widow that bit me. I don't handle anything if it's unpredictable for the most part. Thank you, Skeeter. You guys are killing me with these tips, man. You have a good night, man. It's been great, and like I said, we're just starting off. We're on the journey to 1 million next. What do you say? I think we can do it in 3 years. That's my goal. 3 years to 1 million. Yes? No? Any takers? I think we can do it. Be crazy, but yeah. Let's see. Yeah. So Master Gecko, I would say the red widow that bit me was probably the most unpredictable animal I've ever handled, and for the most part, I would say a lot of animals are fairly predictable. It's just a matter of sometimes I predict they will jump off of me and they will leave, and then I can't present them if they jump off and leave. So there's a lot of stuff that I don't handle because it'll just leave. 2 years would be awesome. 2 years would be awesome, but I think I have basically I'm working on a strategy for it. I have like 16 months of I want to try and learn a bit more about YouTube to get better at making the videos before I really go hard on really attacking the 1 million. So like from here to end of next year, my goal is just really learn intensely. Learn very, very intensely, just kind of test stuff, try stuff, see what works, see what doesn't work, and then learn from there. All right, Isaiah, see you later. Yeah, look at this. Bullets and Skeeter. So both of you guys, you might not know this. Both of you guys are some of my like really, really OG viewers. It's kind of like spooky to see you two interacting in the chat here. Papa Marks, I do have an interest in botany. In fact, I really want to film Venus flytraps. I don't know. Hi, Mago. Come on in. I really want to film Venus flytraps, but I don't know how to do that in a way that would be super, super interesting. We'll see. But yes, botany is very interesting. And as an insect guy, you have to know botany a little bit because you got to know that certain plants are better for certain insects and certain spiders and certain, even like subterranean stuff, because certain plants will create certain effects in the soil that other plants will not, and certain insects will live in the soil under these plants. So botany is something that as a wildlife person you do have to know a little bit. Writes Wildlife, would you be interested in filming the coconut crab? Absolutely, I would. Those things are freaking awesome. I want to say that's it is the biggest terrestrial arthropod. Definitely the heaviest terrestrial arthropod. I would love to see what those claws can do. Yeah, thank you, Papa Marks. Yeah, 100K is incredible. Like, I've probably said that a million times on this stream already, but it is just insane because you think about how big 100,000 is as a number, and I'm like, oh my gosh, 100,000 people have said yes to my content in some way, shape, or form. And then you look at some of the videos that have gone over 1 million views, and I'm like, those are some scary numbers we're working with there. So that's pretty insane. Let's see. Stubby says, love your channel. I'm 64 years old, and the worst bite I've ever had was from a wheel bug here in Oklahoma. Hurt so bad, I made a mark 5 inches across my thigh, turned orange, red, blue, and black. Yeah, I've heard some pretty gnarly reports from the wheel bug bite. Actually, what I want to kind of do, I would love to do a venom extraction with a wheel bug. So like get it to like put the venom in my blood like you've seen before, because I'd love to see what that insect can actually do. I don't want a bite test. I said earlier in the stream, I think like bites and stings are kind of on their way out on YouTube. And personally, I don't really want to do as much bites and stings as I have in the past. But doing a lot of work with venom still fascinates me. The net to capture its prey. Is that not a net casting spider? I don't know. I'd have to see a picture of it to know exactly what you meant. Even in North Carolina, there's stuff that I don't know about. There's stuff that I'll just stumble upon. I'm like, what the heck is this? And that's the fun part about doing this whole thing is I discover new stuff every day. Do robber flies interest me? Absolutely. Absolutely. They're actually probably one of the coolest dipterans in the world. The robber flies and bat flies are probably the coolest flies on the planet. I don't know if it's a fishing spider bullets. It might be something else. I'm not 100% sure. Rob Raleigh. Congrats from Raleigh, the capital city of variety vacation land. Let's see. Room of Arachnids. Hey, Spencer, been around for a while. Just wanted to say congratulations on 100K. Thank you, man. Or friend. I don't know. But yeah, it's been incredible. And we've been talking a little bit of a game here. We're planning 1 million in 3 years. I don't know if it's actually going to happen. So I hope I don't jinx it. And yeah, I think ogre spider might be the one because that's also called a net casting spider. I think that's the one we're thinking of. No better critters at holding still for close cameras than. I've seen that with Mikey's photography too. Robber flies will sit there and let you take some cool photos of them. Yep, I did see the Antlab video, and Antlab is also from North Carolina. So I'm going to try and work with him in the near future. I don't know when that'll happen, but ideally in the next year. I mean, most ideally in the next 3 months, because I literally used to go to the museum. The museum he works at is like on the running route that my buddies and I used to do, like before every meet in high school. It was like 2 miles from my high school. So I would love to go work with him because he's really cool and he does a lot of really cool videos. Dobson flies are very cool. I don't see them often enough. Every time I see a Dobson fly, I'm very happy. Even when I'm not going to film them, I'm just like, you know what? That is a cool bug right there, and I'm very happy to see it. Yeah, cat sounds. They're pretty cool. They're pretty cool flies. They can bite. I haven't been bitten, but I've heard that they do have a pretty nasty bite. Let's see. Enrico Jeremias, do you have pets? If yes, what? We have a lot of pets here in the household that I live in. 9 dogs, 3 cats. We just got a cockatiel today. We have rabbits. We have chickens that are pets, not food. We have geese, ducks, guinea hens, turkeys, peacocks, goats, a pig, lots and lots of stuff. I have some spiders. I've shown them on chat already. This is my Carolina wolf spider. Her name is Uniqua. We named her after the backyardigan because that's been a meme on the chat today that backyardigans is a thing. And we named the spider Uniqua after. Yeah, we have a pretty big house and we have a lot of land. So we do a lot of dog rescue. And what happens is when you're fostering dogs to get them into new homes, sometimes you fall in love with the dogs and they end up staying. So we have 9 dogs. Mago is our little Boston Terrier, and he's actually sleeping over here. He's on the stream earlier. So if you scroll back, you'll see Mago in the earlier portions of the stream. He was chilling with us. He is sleeping right now, so I'm not going to disturb him by. He wants to see Mago. Boy, you awake? Come here, boy. Okay, boy, he's awake. Come here, boy. Come here. Okay. Hey, boy. He wants to see you again. This is Mago. He's very adorable. He's extremely adorable, and he's very sweet and loving. And he's a little bit groggy right now. Here's a good boy. You go back to sleep? Back in the cave? Yeah. When he hides under the blanket, we call it the cave. So I ask him if he wants to go back in the cave, and usually he does. Right? Go back in the cave? Okay. No boy. Okay. No? Wait, you were going to give. Wait, okay. Mago. No, we're still hanging out, Bolto. We're still hanging out. Yeah, he's about 7 as, or maybe he's about 7 as well. We think 7 years old. Rohan. So Rohan here is one of my clanmates in Clash of Clans. That's a fun. So those of you, that's one of my little hobbies. I play Clash of Clans. So if you know the game, I am on Clash of Clans. My name on there is Fives, like the clone trooper from Star Wars. I'm a big Star Wars nerd, big Clash of Clans nerd. So, fun little fact. Yep. Romrix, any interest in fungi? Yes. Ooh. That was, wow, hiccup. Yes, I have interest in fungi. I don't know a lot about it, but one thing I learned recently is that soil centipedes, so the really long, skinny centipedes that you can find under rocks sometimes, soil centipedes actually adapted their venom toxins from fungi. Isn't that crazy? So I'm working on a Secret Worlds video of like the forest flora. I know Skeeter has requested Skeeter's requested people. A bunch of people have been requesting soil centipedes in the comments, and I've been wanting to do a really good video on them. But I'm like, hey, I'm working on it because I want it to be really cool. And soil centipedes, they use this thing called horizontal gene transfer. Normally, we see it with bacteria. So a lot of venoms have evolved from bacterial toxins in centipedes and spiders, in lizards and snakes, all those things. Bacteria, we think, are the source for a lot of the toxins we see in venoms today. But with soil centipedes, we actually do see some genetic evidence that their toxins came from fungi. And it's a pretty unique, weird thing in soil centipedes. So that's fun. Enrico asks, and slime molds. Slime molds are also very cool. Protists. Protists are probably one of my other favorite groups of life forms on the planet. I love looking at protists under the microscope. I'm actually one of my targets is an amoeba. I'd love to catch an amoeba under the microscope one day. All right, Johan, you have a good night. It's been great. Thank you so much. Ichthyovenator, are you a fan of prehistory? Yes, I am. Because I don't have like a good CGI team, I don't have a good way to film anything about prehistory. I like to have stuff on camera and like cool visuals and stuff. So a prehistory channel wouldn't work for me. But prehistory is a very fascinating thing. And like, if there was a way to travel through time and look at animals back then, I'd be the first one to sign up. I'd be first in line for a time machine to go look at like prehistoric giant arthropods. Even if they'd kill me, I would die doing what I love. Yep, fungi are very weird. They are very, very weird. Eric Armani, probably a very, very important question right here. Some people say poisonous, other people say venomous. What's the difference? So the best way I can describe that is poison is ingested. You have to eat it or breathe it, or in some way you have to ingest, right? So usually you don't think of something as poisonous unless you eat it or drink it or breathe some kind of thing that it sprays at you. Venom is injected. Both are toxins. Both are toxic. But a venom is injected. So you have fangs, you have a stinger, you have toxicognaths like a centipede does, something that it uses to inject venom. Venom can be used as a defense or as a means of securing prey. Poison is usually more of just a don't eat me. kind of thing. James Blake's head. Good night, man. Thanks again. Enrico asked, isn't it just so fascinating how all the lives work together? Yes, that's why I call it the secret world, because attached from nature at this point. So it really is a lot like we're looking at a parallel universe that we don't pay a lot of attention to. And the closer you look, you see all these crazy interactions that we don't fully understand. And like, you know, it sounds gimmicky and like, oh, this is just like some branding stuff he's saying, but I really do think of it as a parallel universe where all kinds of secret things are working. And the more closer we look at it, the more we can discover about it. And plants, fungi, protists, insects, reptiles, amphibians, fish, birds, mammals, all those things, they're all integral parts of that secret world. And it's why I love just looking at all these cool, weird wildlife things, because it's just like, oh, the more we study, the more we get to know about these like secrets and stuff. And as a big video game person, like Zelda and Mario and stuff like that, like, you know, I love interacting with nature as if it were like an open world video game where every single thing that you do, you can kind of like find loot. You flip a rock, there's worms, there's termites, there's ants, but you can look closer and oh my gosh, they're doing weird things, like an Easter egg in a video game. That's kind of how I approach it, and it's kind of how I've always, I don't know. So for me, it's kind of like shiny hunting and Easter egg hunting and secret hunting. So that's why I love doing what I do. It's just the more you look at it, the more rich and interesting the world actually gets. So let's see. Bullets for teeth. I'm more interested in the medicinal properties. Yeah, me too. Actually, I was a pre-med student. Those of you who don't know, I was actually a pre-med student at UNC Chapel Hill before I decided to take a different direction. And one thing that I still kind of have interest in is, instead of being a doctor or being like an actual medical practitioner, being a researcher who tries to figure out what the medicinal properties and medicinal applications of plant and animal toxins would be. I would love to like any career opportunities in illegal rare bug trading. No, not legal careers. The whole thing is illegal. But yeah, so like I've always like, I had like the idea of like, what if I could like be the guy who goes out into like some Costa Rican jungle and is milking the venom out of centipedes and weird assassin bugs to see what they're, I don't know. That's like a weird like concept, but honestly, I have a lot more fun like telling people about these animals and discovering them and like sharing stories as a creative person as well. And I think this is a better fit for my skill sets and my interests. But I would still love to fund and help with the research on the medical applications of venom. So biochemistry is super cool. All right. Good night, James. You have a good one. Papa Mark. So I'll say I'm here in Cape Cod. Enrico Jeremias, why is humanity so good at destroying all around it in itself? Greed. If corporations were more mission based and were more about accomplishing a good in the world rather than just inflating their bottom line profit, world be a better place. Honestly, I believe that. Like, you know, I want to grow my business. I want to grow the business here. I want to build other things. But the bottom thing that I always focus on is, what is the mission? What am I trying to accomplish with the business or the channel that I'm building? Like, what is the purpose this is serving? And if the purpose is just profit, then it's like, because the thing is, like, you're going to burn out, right? Unless you're just so greedy that you can work for only profit, like, you're going to burn out. Like, if you're only in it for the money, there's no point. Like, I'm not in this for the money. I'm in this to like tell stories about cool wildlife. So, the Beast Cane, any interest in a camel spider? Yes, actually, I filmed one in Arizona. You'll see that video soon. But also, I collected a specimen, and I have it drying right here. So, if that answers your question, am I interested in camel spiders? There you go. Let's see. Narcissism. Enrico says narcissism, sociopathy, psychopathy. There's a lot of problems in humanity, but um, I think we can. I think if more people like really, we just need to like treat each other with human decency. You know, like I always said, like someone asked me once, if you had the entire world's attention for 1 minute, what would you say? Um, I would say grow up. Like people need to grow up. Like people need to care less about what other people are doing and more about what they're doing, what they themselves are doing. And we need to focus on, how can we bring more positive into the world than negative, which is kind of like a karma thing, but it's also just like, how can I make the world a better place in what sphere of influence that I have? How can I give a voice to the cool, creepy little animals that I see? How can I be kind to the animals in my life? How can I use this stuff to make other people's lives better? I know watching videos on my own when I have a stressful day, watching videos helps me unwind. And I know that some people have commented that watching my videos helps them unwind. And it's like, well, that's the whole point, right? Like, I want to share the experiences, the stories, the knowledge that I've learned from working with wildlife for years. Because like, what's the point in knowing something if you're not going to like share it with somebody else, right? Like, there's these people who are like, oh, well, I have this secret information, I'm going to like hide it behind a paywall. No, like, just it's like we're people, we're social animals. We've evolved to be cooperative, like like the whole reason we outcompeted other hominids is because we empathize better, we cooperate better, we collaborate better, but we've moved away from doing that. We need to treat people more like people in the workplace. We need to treat people who are working for us like people. We can't expect them to be machines because they're not machines. They're people. They're you know they have passions. They have lives. Like, let them live their lives. We need to be forgiving. We need to, there's a lot of, I can go in a whole rabbit hole about that. And like, honestly, I would love to go in a rabbit hole about that, but I'd like to be more prepared for a rabbit hole about that. Because that's one of my favorite things to do is just to think. Like, my family they give me crap for like long showers, but like when I'm in the shower, I'm just thinking about like stuff like that. Like I'll have like notes on the little like in the condensation on the glass door. I'm like, just thinking about either YouTube stuff or like philosophical stuff because it just fascinates me. My favorite classes in college were philosophy, so I can talk about this stuff for hours. Let's see here, Bobby Storm. I freaked out on the red widow bite too. Like that like you could see my gears turning when that bite happened. Like that was, oh boy. Oh boy, that was scary. But the thing is, like, even then, right? It's a frightening experience, but I lived from it. I got to learn from it. I grew from it, and like, it's a story that I can tell. And I'm always like, like, how do you get cool stories to tell at the dinner table or to your friends, or like if you're out at the bar or what? And like my goal. I don't know if you guys know Avatar: The Last Airbender, but a goal of mine in life is to kind of have like an Uncle Iroh type personality. Like when I'm like old, like I want to be kind of the guy that like people ask me questions. Um and I'm hoping to have enough life experience that even if I haven't experienced the exact thing they're asking me about, I would like to be helpful. I like being helpful, I like being useful. That's all, and ultimately, like, yeah, like just learning as much as I can, experiencing as much as I can, being stupid while I'm young, and just being okay with breaking stuff and just, making mistakes. I think that will lead to ultimately just being able to be useful, I think. Hydrovic water, another philosophy loving bio nerd. I think it just kind of comes with the territory of being a nerd. You like to just think and read stuff, and you kind of just go down these rabbit holes, and eventually you just kind of like become this philosophical like smartass sometimes. Excuse my French. Um, Seth, do I live in West or what? I live in North Carolina. So I don't know wherever that is considered to you. I live in North Carolina. Um, Dwight Jones, hi from the UK. I'm just coming at 5 a.m. Jeez. Red Fang Wandering Spider. I believe that is. That depends. There's okay. You're at Western NC. I'm in Central NC by Raleigh. Not in Raleigh, but by Raleigh. Let's see. The Red Fang Wandering Spider. I've heard that referred to as a couple of different spiders. Some people have called the tenus like CTENUS species, red fangs. Those are potentially medically significant, like maybe like a widow level, black widow maybe. I would say if it's one of the bromeliads, because I've also heard it referred to as like one of the Cupienius species of bromeliad spider. Those are not medically significant. They're actually not even wandering spiders anymore. They've been reclassified into a different family, so they're not dangerous. I would say it's probably not lethal, whatever it is. But because I've heard that common name used for a couple of different things, I'm not totally sure. Massachusetts. My buddy Satchel Snow is from, I think he's from Massachusetts. Yeah, my buddy Satchel Snow is from Massachusetts. Southeast Indiana. I grew up in Illinois, so I'm not a Midwesterner. I still have a little bit of the Midwestern accent. I think I've probably picked up a little bit of North Carolina, but not too much. I have kind of like a weird hybrid YouTube. My buddy Zach says I have a YouTube accent. I've got like a nondescript accent from like living different places. Like I've lived in different parts of North Carolina. I lived in Durham for high school for the School of Science and Mathematics. I lived in Chapel Hill for college. I've lived in South Central NC where the accent's kind of like this, like, and then I lived in Illinois for the first 14 years of my life. So I have kind of a nondescript, and I make videos. I interact with people all the time, so from all over the world. So like, I have a nondescript accent. Master Gecko, any idea why the Red Widow bit you? No idea. She was highly defensive and saw her chance and took it. We Mikey, who was in the chat earlier, he was there with me. Also a big invertebrate guy. He's been working with invertebrates for years. We've never seen a spider behave like that before. It was just weird. Heather Owens, love your vids, personality, and outlook on life. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. 1 million will be. We'll do it. We'll do 1 million. I believe it. Traveling Matt. Hey Spencer, have you ever seen these dock spiders we have up here in Canada? What actual kind of spiders are they? Look like a wolf spider, but much bigger. They are the same thing that we call fishing spiders here in the U.S. They are in the genus Dolomedes. They are distantly related to wolf spiders. They're all there's a clade called Lycosoidea, and it's like a super family that is basically all the same lineage, which has the wandering spiders, it has the wolf spiders, it has fishing spiders, it has nursery web spiders, whole bunch of other weird groups of spiders that are a bit smaller. Yeah, Bullets, I actually am working on bringing shorts into the channel. I want to do them well because shorts I find largely very annoying to watch. So I want to make a shorts series that will actually be kind of tasteful. So shorts will be coming out. Just stay tuned. But yeah, so to finish answering the question, they are related to wolf spiders. They're actually called, dock spiders are an acceptable common name. Common names are pretty, you can use common names however you want. They're usually pretty flexible, but it's the genus Dolomedes. I want to say it's probably Tenebrosus or maybe Scriptus that gets up there. Let's see. All right, hydrophobic water. You have a good one. Let's see. The Union. Absolutely love your channel. We ever traveled to Chile? Absolutely. Echinopelis chilensis. Centipede. I love centipedes. Let me actually Google that really quick. You see Echimnopellis chilensis. Wow, that is cool. Yeah, I would definitely be down to go look for that. That is a really cool looking centipede. Seth Murr, 1989. Stay passionate. I love seeing so many creators like you popping up in different genres off to bed. Good night, man. You have a good one. Great hanging out. Did I miss Ed Dana? If a spider has that big black abdomen with a black widow, but all black, should you be careful? I would say any spider that you cannot identify and it looks similar enough to a spider that you know to be dangerous, be careful. I would say be careful. Always smart to be on the side of caution. Even I don't free handle stuff if I feel like it's not going to be cooperative. Even stuff that I know is not going to be a dangerous sting or a bite, I'm like, you know what? If I don't need to be bitten by this thing, I would prefer not to be bitten by this thing. So I tend to be cautious with free handling unless I really need to do it for like specific, like if it depends on the message I'm trying to send, right? So Enrico, ever traveled to Germany? I have not. In fact, I have been to Ontario, Canada, which I mean, it counts as being out of the U.S., but like it's so close culturally to Michigan that it doesn't really count. Like most people who are like, yeah, you went to Canada, it doesn't count. I've been to Canada and I've been to Ecuador. Ecuador was my first big time out of the U.S. and for an extended period of time, like not for an afternoon drive when we were staying in Michigan. I would love to go to Europe. I would love to go to Africa, Australia, Asia. I have some Asia trips planned for next year, tentatively. Nothing in stone yet, but like highly possible. Traveling is awesome. There's a lot of cool wildlife, a lot of cool experiences, and one of the lesser known things is I like learning the languages of the areas that I go. Like I have to start self-studying Japanese and Thai in case we do make it to Japan and Thailand this year. Like I want to at least know enough to like navigate, because the areas that I'll be looking for animals, they're not going to be able to speak English because they're not tourist areas. I have to be able to like slightly speak with locals so that I can navigate, so I can find animals, so I can get back to the tourist areas where I'm staying, like all that kind of stuff. Master Gecko, if the fangs on a centipede are actually modified legs, the bite, yes, it would be a sting. It would technically be a sting, not a bite. Have you ever ran across a rare anole that has the colors yellow, blue, and red? I have not. The only anoles I've seen have been, I've seen green anoles, Cuban anoles, which I think are different than brown anoles, I'm pretty sure. There were a couple of nondescript anoles we saw in Ecuador that I didn't really bother to identify. But I haven't seen any really fancy ones, no. My voice is really starting to go. You can probably hear it. We'll stay on for a little bit longer. We'll hang out for a little bit, but probably around, I would say around 12:30, probably call it off. So about 24 more minutes on my end. Let's see. Do you have any idea what defines color variation on centipedes? For example, earlier centipede I've seen can go from green to blue or black. A lot of centipedes are aposematic, so they're going to have bright colors to warn potential predators that they are highly dangerous. Other than that, we don't really know, because there's a lot of centipedes that have a lot of color variation within the species. Look at the giant desert centipede. The Texas redhead is the same species, but it has a blue-black body, bright red head. But in the desert, black head, orange body. Scolopendra polymorpha has so many color morphs. The Vietnamese giant centipede, so many color morphs? We don't 100% know. And I'm the wrong person to ask for that. I know a little bit about them. I know a bit about their venom, their behavior, but I do not know a lot about the biology behind their colors. Any favorite fish? Stonefish. Stonefish or stonefish, anglerfish, or Cam. Love you, Cam. She's so cute. She is so awesome. So you can see Cameron is back in the chat. Why do you do this? Hey, Jackson's here from Bugs and Biology. This is my friend from Australia. I mentioned him earlier. Yeah, he will know a lot more about the centipedes than I will. So direct any questions about centipedes to @Bugs and Biology. He will definitely know. J Tunes, Wave Music. What's your favorite spider? Red Widow. Red Widow is favorite spider. Hold on. Traveling Matt, where would you go hunting for a Massasauga rattlesnake? Oh, you have a spot. Interesting. So I would probably go to Michigan. I have a couple of leads in Ohio. Mostly due to some researchers that I'm connected to. I wouldn't say that they are something that I would necessarily know how to catch. I would probably connect with somebody who knows how to find them and then film. That's how I do most of my film trips. Is I try to connect with people who know how to find stuff, and then I go with them to find it and film. Like, I'm not the best hunter. I'm more of a storyteller and filmmaker, and I am an enthusiast who loves finding the stuff when I actually find it. But yes, thank you again, Cameron. Go Duke. She's working the Duke football game, or they probably just ended. She's probably just getting out soon. She works on nutrition for the Duke football team. It's pretty cool. It's my clout. I'm like, my girlfriend works on the Duke football team. What does your girlfriend do? She's awesome. Making me bashful. Let's see. I will be me. I would love to tune into any live stream you do. Yeah, I like doing them. I always say I'm gonna do them for like, just an hour, just 2 hours. It always goes over because we're always having a good time, just hanging out. Let's see. Well, even though you're here for a little bit, it's good to have you, man. Jackson's really cool. He's got really good stuff on his channel. Very, very knowledgeable on spiders, centipedes, insects. Dude knows his stuff. Check him out. Very, very good stuff. Let's see. Any target species for your upcoming trip to Asia? So again, this one's not in stone yet. This is like a soft announcement because we don't know for sure that we're going, but we're I'd say 75% sure. For Japan, the Mamushi vipers, the Japanese giant centipede, the Chinese red-headed centipede, the giant stag beetle, and there was one other giant pit viper that you can potentially find there. I forget the name of it. My buddy Ben will know it. I'll have to ask him. And then from there, I'm going to have to do some research to see what other stuff is there. That one's going to be like a hybrid vacation and production trip. So I don't know how many targets I'm going to actually have to go and get. But Thailand, if I go, it'll be Vietnamese giant centipede, 8-spotted crab spider, some of the giant tarantulas out there. They do have an Asian widow spider. I forget the exact name of it. I forget. It's like a South Asian widow spider. I forget the name. It looks really cool. It has a really cool red lined back. Super, super cool. Of course, the Vietnamese giant centipede. the Asian giant centipede, Scolopendra subspinipes. Don't know what else. It's one of those things like I haven't done a lot of research yet. A lot of cool mantises, a lot of cool beetles. But before I have the trip like a bit more set in stone, I won't have a lot of really, really concrete targets just yet. I don't know that I would do the bullet ant gloves ritual. I feel like that would be kind of unnecessarily painful. It'd be Would I take a bullet ant bite? I might take a sting one day. I don't know that I need to. It would be kind of rough. It's already been done. I don't know that I could really add anything to the conversation there. Would I do it to test it? Maybe. Maybe. Enrico, any more cooperation with Jack's for Wildlife? Well, it's funny. Actually, we're talking about the Thailand trip. It would be me and Jack if we go. So we'd be out looking for all kinds of mantises and stuff in probably northern Thailand, maybe. We're not sure yet. We've kind of just, it's been more just kind of like casual conversation, like ideas. We're thinking about ideas, and if we're going to do an international trip, probably Asia, but nothing confirmed yet. Sades, have you ever caught or seen a mantid lacewing? Once. Long before I started the channel, I found a green mantis fly on my street, like on like a plant on the side of the road, walking the dog. I have not seen one since. I would love to see one, but I am really not sure how to target them. They don't seem to be very reliable to target. Hey, Smet's here. How you doing, Rob? Have I ever seen a Sonoran coral snake? I don't know. I don't know if I have. I can't really say here, or that would be spoilers for an upcoming video. That would be big spoilers if I let any secrets out about that. How you doing, Rob? Good to see. So those of you who don't know, Smet Logic Herping in the chat is probably one of the best snake hunters in North America. And I would go so far as to say probably one of the best in the world. And really, really cool guy. Him and his son, they go out, look for snakes. Really great vibes. Really cool people. And they have a YouTube channel. So they're in the chat right now. If you're interested in snake videos and good vibes and some really interesting stories, because they've had some really peculiar encounters with other people in the deserts of the Southwest U.S. Very, very interesting encounters. But if you want to see all that kind of stuff, check out their channel. I think you can click on their. If not, just type in Smet Logic Herping. It's right there in the chat. Just copy that, put it in the search bar. Give them some love. They're really good guys, and really, really good snake hunters. Like, they helped me and my buddy Zach out a ton in Arizona, getting some of our top tier targets. So, to just some little spoilers. If you see the snake he asked me about, I may or may not have seen it with the help of Rob and Nick. So give them some love. They're great guys. All right. See you, Jackson. Thanks again. Have I ever snacked on some isopods? I have not. Actually, the only arthropods I have eaten are crab and shrimp. He sent the Venmo for the kind words. The beast cane I want to catch rattlesnakes and copperheads in Massachusetts. That's a very hard ask. They're also extremely protected there. So make sure if you're going to do it, make sure you do so legally. Don't get yourself in any trouble. I mean, I get that we people here, we have good intentions, but there are still laws, and we have to make sure we're respectful of the laws, because reputation is everything, and being able to maintain good reputations, it's good for making connections, and good for just it's good all around, just to make sure we follow the rules. I think it's important, even though I don't like the rules all the time, and I think that they are detrimental. Because I remember my buddy Chris Ignato was telling me that in Pennsylvania, you get a higher penalty for touching a copperhead than killing one. And if that tells you how backward some of these laws are, you know. But the thing is, the important part is just make sure that you do it legally if you're going to hunt for snakes in your state. Look at what the regulations are. Go through proper channels to make sure you can do it legally and not get in trouble. That's very important. It's very important to make sure you stay in good graces, because it's just good for good behavior, right? So let's see. Bullets for teeth. I'm not a mod yet. I don't know how to make moderators on YouTube lives yet. If I did learn how to do that, yeah, I got you. But I don't know how to do that yet. So I'm still learning. Smet Logic herping, Carolina wolf spider, common where we were hiking. Where we were hiking, I don't think so. I mean, they're probably around. We found a ton of them in Florence. A ton of them in Florence. Like the one, I got one right here that's huge, but there's a ton of them in Florence. And they're really, really gnarly. Like, that's a pretty fun find, honestly. A Carolina wolf spider, they're a pretty fun find, even if you're not a spider guy. Like, they're just huge and fast and intelligent. So, cat sounds, those giant parasitic isopods that eat the tongues of fish are nasty, creepy. But you know who talks about them with a big smile on his face? Clint Laidlaw from Clint's Reptiles. He loves all the creepy things that are parasitic. John Armenta asked, how old were you when you realized you loved bugs and spiders? Bugs, insects, longer than I can remember. Like one of my earliest memories was me poking around my little 1/10 of an acre backyard in Illinois, and I caught this big grasshopper. I don't know if it was a bird grasshopper or a differential grasshopper, because my memory is like so blurry of it. I just know it was big. For me at the time, I was like a little kid, like 2 maybe. I was old enough to walk, old enough to like remember like in color, but that's it. Like I've loved bugs as long as I can remember. Spiders are more recent. I was pretty afraid of them for a long time, but I got comfortable with them pretty much in the last 5 years, last 6 years. Stubby, all right. Have a good night, Stubby. Thanks so much for coming, and thanks for supporting the channel and helping me get to 100,000 subscribers, helping us get to 100,000 subscribers. And we'll see you again. I think we should do some more live streams. Clint's channel, yep, Clint's channel is great. My name is Anthony, but my family's always called me Ant, because I was a bug lover since I was a baby. Yeah, pretty much. I was the bug kid in elementary school. I got beat up for it a lot. Cat sounds, silly question. Do you ever have dreams in which bugs are the main subject? Yes. I have dreams where I find certain centipedes I'm looking for, or certain spiders, even snakes sometimes. I used to have dreams all the time that I caught a coral snake before I finally went looking for them. No spoilers about how that ended. Stubby, you're welcome. Wish you had a membership. I'm working on Patreon. Eventually, I will have a Patreon. I actually don't want to do YouTube membership, because let's just say for whatever reason that YouTube decides to demonetize the channel. If the YouTube were to demonetize the channel, then YouTube memberships would also go away. So having Patreon is kind of like, for me, it's a little bit of a fail safe in case for whatever reason YouTube's like, the stuff you're doing is too dangerous and we're going to take away your money. So Patreon will happen probably later this year. I'm working on getting that launched. Let's see. It'd be that way. There's more questions I missed for sure. Joseph Cook, after watching your videos, I decided to go try and find the tarantula. I ended up catching one, but it's been really tough to identify. I'm in the Joshua Tree area in California. That might even be a false tarantula. I think I remember hearing that the Calisogas made it there. Is it what color is it? If it's brown, it's one of the Aphonopelma species, and truthfully, I am not the best at identifying Aphonopelma. They're just so many, and they all look kind of the same. They're all like brown and tan and similar body plan. But if it's silver, that's a very special spider you got right there. Bullets for Teeth Patreon. Yep. No, you got a Heroes. Literally, if you can find and hold on to a Heroes, I might fly down for a weekend just to film a giant desert centipede. I want one of those so bad. Risk Bradders. Do you know how much or do you know much about false widows? As I have a lot of them around my house at the moment. I live in the UK. False widows are mostly harmless. Most species of them are not very medically significant, though some of them potentially could be black widow level. Generally speaking, they are not aggressive. They prefer to stay in their little tangled cobwebs and forgotten corners of your house. So if you give them their space and you're careful, if you're reaching into like a cabinet or something, or a cupboard, whatever, I think you call them cupboards in the UK. But if you're reaching into a cabinet or a cupboard and just don't like, make sure you can see where you're putting your fingers before you grab something. Steatota false widows, they don't want to bite any more than Latrodectus true widows do. So even if they are dangerous, like venomous, like they're usually not keen to use that venom against humans. John Armento, what's your favorite bug or spider? Favorite spider is the red widow. Favorite insect is probably the lichen mimic walking stick from Ecuador, maybe, or a leaf mantis or a Peruvian shield mantis. I don't know. I like the really cryptic camouflaged insects. They're really cool. Katydids. Mary Orvios. I don't know. I probably butchered that. Do you see huntsman spiders? Not in North Carolina, but I have seen huntsman spiders. I actually have one right here. He's kind of in the top there. You can't really see him right now because he's hiding in the top. There's a giant crab spider, Oleos giganteus, one of the desert huntsmen. He's pretty cool. Let's see. I'm concerned about snakes when I get back to Thailand. How do I avoid snakes, especially cobras? And honestly, a lot of those snakes will probably avoid you. It's pretty hard. In fact, my buddy Jack, who is a pretty experienced snake hunter, he has yet to see a cobra in the wild. He's been to Asia several times, which is, I guess, not that many times, but like he has looked pretty hard and he's never found a cobra intentionally. So you'll probably have no problem avoiding the snakes. And they're just like spiders. The snakes are afraid of us. They don't want to mess with humans if they can avoid it. Taterman13, how many spiders do you own? I don't own any spiders. I don't own them. They're their own animals. I do have some spiders that I keep as research and educational animals. I have 2 widows. I have 1 huntsman. I have 1 desert sand spider. I have a Carolina wolf spider, and I have a regal jumping spider. That lineup changes because sometimes they die. Spiders don't live very long. And sometimes new ones. I collect new ones for educational purposes. Eventually, I'll get a tarantula, but those live a long time. So I want to make sure I have a lot more systems in order to make sure I can run the channel and take care of the tarantula before I get one of those. Traveling Matt, thanks again, man, and you have a good night. Let's see. Have you held a giant centipede before? I have. In Miami, I held the Caribbean giant centipede, and they were very, very placid, very nice, calm centipedes. Yes, that too. Bullets for Teeth gave a very good advice for you, Eric, is get a big walking stick or a snake hook or something just to pat the grass in front of you and make sure, because again, snakes will run away. They will, they'll move along if you're coming in their direction if you pat with a stick first. Or if if you're in like the Southwest, a rattlesnake will rattle, but they're not gonna want to usually pick a fight. Cat sounds. I have a house spider that's been living on the hinge area of a bathroom door over a year. It's probably just gonna chill there. I mean, if you want to remove it, you can just take a stick and just kind of twirl it onto the stick, put it in a little cup, and then escort outside. If it's not bothering you, just leave it. They'll be fine. They'll eat like flies and stuff that you don't want in your house. Yes, most snakes will run away. That is true. Not all. Some of them will stand their ground. Usually they'll run away, and if you stay a good distance away from them, as long as you're not in bite range, you shouldn't be in danger of being bitten. Beast Kane, any interest in hognose snakes? Yes, I would. I've only ever seen 2, both in Pennsylvania. I have seen one dead one on the road like 2 miles from my house in North Carolina. So I know they're around. One day I'll catch one. We'll see. I like to get a nice, pretty Eastern hognose, like a really cool orange hood. That would be cool. Do you see Burmese pythons? No, I've never seen a Burmese python. How come all the spiders I catch in my home die? Could be a humidity thing. Could be a lot of things. Sometimes spiders are just not. Some spider species are just not very hardy, and being in a captivity situation is not good for them. I don't know. Sometimes they just die. That's the sad reality. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. Let's see. Have you ever eaten bugs before? Not intentionally. I've accidentally swallowed a fly or 2 on a run before. Like I'm on like a long run, like that's happened. If you count shrimp and crab, I've eaten those, but I haven't eaten like insects intentionally. No. Do you know the Yangtze giant soft-shell turtle it's now extinct? I knew they had found it again, but is it officially gone? That'd be a shame. That's a cool turtle. Now I do have to wrap it up soon, so I'll probably take a last few questions. I just said that twice. As you can tell, I'm getting a little tired. My brain's starting to turn off for the night, so I'm gonna be making my way to bed soon and wrapping up the stream. But how would you describe the taste of a mosquito? I really didn't taste it. I just kind of like and then swallowed it to get it out of my windpipe. How long do jumping spiders usually live? 4 years. You might get them longer. You might get them shorter. It really depends. 4 years is the number that I have at the top of my head. It might not be totally correct, but they don't live very long. Maybe 2 or 3 if you're really. Probably more 2 or 3 would be what I would expect. 4 if you're really lucky. Do you have any advice about the green fang tube web spiders? I've heard of those. Somebody sent me a link to one of those one time. I don't know very much about them, but I would love to learn more about them. So I will read about them and I will get back to you. Just ask me again in a comment on a video, and I'll remember you. I'll look for you. I have a couple commenters that I'm remembering to look for after this video. Let me know in the comments, and I'll read before this coming week, and I'll let you know. Lion Beast Gaming, grass spiders are harmless. They are harmless. I'm also gonna head to bed soon, so good night, Eric. Google said, okay, 2 years, 2 to 3. Okay, good. So just one of those days. Yep, 2 to 3, probably 4 if you're really lucky with some species. Yeah, thanks everybody for coming out. I'll probably wrap up for the night. I'm very dehydrated from speaking for 3 hours, and yeah, anti-nub device. Hey, we'll have more lives. I think these are fun. They're great. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Once again, I want to thank everyone who is still here and anyone who is watching the stream in post. Anybody who has, even if you're not here and you were here earlier and are not watching it, just the sentiment of the thing. I want to thank you for 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube. I'm working on a proper thank you video once the play button comes out, because it should be a few weeks before I get the actual silver play button award from YouTube. every single one of you is a part of this. This is not something I did alone. This is not something I did on a whim. This has been a really, really crazy thing, and probably one of the most important things in my life. So I want to thank everyone who is here, everyone who's been here, everyone who's watching in post, because this channel has literally changed my life. I would not be the energetic, passionate person that I am if YouTube hadn't been there as something for me to like really, really just latch onto and go hard. Like, this is a crazy opportunity, and all of you have made this possible. So thank you for 100,000. We're gonna end the stream, and we'll do more of these. I think these are fun. These are enjoyable. But I'll see you soon at 1 million. And other than that, I'll see you next week for the video. So until next time, as always, don't forget to get outside and find your own adventure.